What is going on, all-terrain nation? Whether it be two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, or these Broncos that some of us get to drive and some don't. This is your all-terrain nation, and I am your host, David Boyd, alongside
Kelly Boyd.
What is going on, everybody? Happy Monday. It's
Happy Monday.
We had the snow apocalypse hit us, and we almost got some this past week.
We did. We got about 2 inches.
They were talking about blizzards. I kid you not. They were talking about blizzards, and they had to even define what made a blizzard.
No.
Is the wind speed, I guess.
Yeah, blizzard wind speed.
But
apparently.
it was kind of crazy because we got like 3 inches, and I think by the time we woke up, it was gone.
Yep.
But it's here in Middle Tennessee. It was the last hurrah of winter. I think we'll have a couple cooler days, but I think it was just like winter's giving us the old FU, and we're I don't want to go, but you're gone. But what is going on, everybody? Kelly, we got a classic group of people
I know
in the
we
chat.
do. I've been flagging everything.
I see that. So, guys, smash the like button for me. It just helps people find our channel, and we greatly appreciate that. And guys, if you were a member, we have the early membership stream. We do it about 30 minutes before this stream, and I slandered Kelly's good name.
Yeah, you did.
In that she wasn't even up here, and I have to apologize. Kelly, I slandered your name.
What
did
you say?
Because I said that you were hiding my Jackie Daytona.
Yeah, you did.
Shirt.
Talk smack about it.
And look
I
at
knew
this.
you talked
Look
smack.
at this. Look at that. He's a human bartender.
Yeah.
And there's Jackie Daytona.
And guess what? Jackie Daytona is not my Bronco.
Oh, excuse
because
me.
he's a human bartender that's really a vampire.
Well, I don't think a boss bitch is the actual person. So
yes, she is.
No.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
cheers everybody so far,
Cheers.
man. I've had a little bit for the pregame, as we call it. But once again, thank you to if you're a supporting member. It's a new thing that YouTube's allowing. I put it in the community section, so you'll see like a post. If I post up just pictures or anything, it'll pop up there, and we're doing that about 30 minutes before the show. I would like to extend them a little bit longer, but we need participation, and anything goes in that chat. It's not just Broncos. It's anything goes in that. So because you're a supporting member, we have these they're bagged up, ready to go. Kelly's waiting on a couple people to give us our addresses, but the lanyards are on their way. I promise you, they are bagged up. And that's kind of doing business, man. So thank you all to all the supporting members.
Yeah, overlanding for fun. It was not me hiding the shirt. It was just in the closet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, actually, it wasn't even in the closet.
Oh, you hadn't even hung it up.
It was on the kitchen table.
Oh, where it came in the package from Amazon and it was left on the table. See how that works?
I think there's a conspiracy on this. But anyways, guys, look at this. Jackie Daytona is in the house, and I don't see any. What do you call it?
What?
The Bronco.
Boss bitch.
I don't see any of that around here.
Oh, I like how somebody said, you should wear that shirt tonight. And yet you wear your Jackie Daytona and marked down.
You are supporting something even better.
I am.
So
Revy said, nice shirt. Yes, this is the tank from Bronco Battalion.
That's right.
So
who's been kind enough to send you? She
has.
Keeps you outfitted.
She does. She sent me this hat because Dave was like, hey, Heidi, Kelly's hat is too big for her.
She had the Bronco, the old, I don't know if any of the OGs remember that I used to have the big Bronco hat. It's a tan.
Yeah,
and
it's
it just sits high.
Link.
It sits high. And I mean, for a guy, it's not too bad, but for a lady, a classy lady as yourself.
Oh, wow. Now you're sucking up.
You want something a little bit more, little
just
fitting.
Sucking up.
That's right. But
so let's get these introductions.
All right, do it, Kelly.
Mobomoto. Honest. CCHVAC. Hello from Oregon, he says. 502 Bourbon Crew.
Oh, we got the Bourbon Crew in the house.
Terrence
Nice.
Moody. So somebody, I don't know if it was wife of 502 Bourbon Crew or other half, was like, we have to plan our Monday TV around the show. I saw that on. So thank you for planning your Monday TV around us. We appreciate you.
We do appreciate that.
Sea Seeker Bronco.
What's up, Oscar? Eric, does Tennessee require a front license?
They do not.
No.
Thankfully. Thankfully, we do not. Kevin Hess says, "Howdy, y'all. My small dealership is expecting 2 orders being scheduled for production this week. Let's
Ooh.
see if mine is one of them, even though I didn't take the tow package off.
Nice. Hey, man, I didn't
Keep
take
us
it off.
posted." Yeah, but after
Commodities
we got
are
ours,
getting.
that's what I was gonna say. We were told that even so after ours. Welcome Blueford in. Blueford says, "I heard they're going to start shipping Ice Mountain Broncos, even though they are missing chips." Well, that's part of our conversation tonight.
It is
so
part of the conversation.
it's a good thing you brought that up. Airplane Mike joining us again.
Thank you, Airplane. Airplane Mike was in the members
Yes.
members chat.
Garrett Sterling, good evening. Duran Davis. G. Willikers, welcome in. Mark King. Mark Young. Nathan Cross. Valley Dude 5000. Eric Jefferson. Sorry, I missed the start of this. Was finishing up my barbecue.
I can tell we have 74 people, and it gets bigger. And Kelly can't ever keep up
Bronco
with it.
78. Terry WT9J from Illinois. Michael. I'm totally gonna butcher that.
Red
Kokonis?
Setter Farms. My
Austin Mann,
Badlands
welcome in.
is in the driveway. Built on 3.6, delivered on 3.9. Red Setter Farms. Where are you from, man?
Yay!
Are you across the street at that
I
Ford
want to say it's
dealership?
like, oh yeah,
The map?
Michigan somewhere. Michigan is. Yeah.
No, but congratulations, sir.
Yes.
That's awesome. I love hearing that. And Andrea,
Or ma'am.
thank you. Oh, Andrea, look, she asked a
Andrea.
question.
Yay!
Or she posted
She's
something.
stating something. Bronco built and shipped last Thursday. Hopefully hear something this week.
Nice.
Yay.
Man, we got some good news in the
We
chat tonight.
do.
It's not all gloom and doom.
Brian Slick saying hello. Rob Rule. Revy. Love the shirt. I love the shirt.
Oh,
too.
Revy.
Yes, Revy. Look what I have.
It's the black badge,
It's the
right?
black. Yep, it's black, what you were looking for.
So
So I'll be
Revy,
in touch.
get with us and we'll figure that one out.
Jessica Dunn in the house.
What's up, Jessica?
Joe.
Jessica was like in my live stream, my 12-hour live stream. I was talking that morning. She was the one I think was saying like the birds were being loud at.
Yeah, they were being annoying.
Yeah, which I agree. And I think she said something about the hot tub would be good on my sore back. And yeah, I think Jessica's the one. She posted on Instagram about it. She's like, "Yeah, I told you so." Like, yeah.
Red Setter Farms in Ypsilanti. I went to Eastern Michigan University for a year, so I know.
Where did we do the review of the Bronco?
It was in Auburn Heights. It was completely far away from Ypsilanti.
OCC,
Oakland Community College.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I went there for a while too. And then came down here and finished my degree.
Oh man, there's all kinds of builds in here. Look at that.
No updates. Frustrating though.
No, but where was
that's
it?
Frustrating.
Oh, Wild Track should be here.
Patiently waiting for my next update.
22?
Beast Raw. Can't wait. Wild Track should be here on the 27th. Happy 2nd year anniversary of 15 days to flatten the curve, everyone.
Well, there is that.
Mike Opatovsky got my JCR winch plate. Anyone else have one?
No, but I've heard good things about that.
Menall Productions 1, welcome in. Garrett Sterling, Gene 3067, and Red Setter Farm. And so now Tim Cornay is also in there.
Oh, Revy, thank you so much.
With everybody.
You guys are always way too kind with us.
Yes,
let's see. Oscar says, "How can we get those ATN stickers?"
So these are actually limited edition.
Oh.
Because I had Luke with Lifestyle Off-Road, so I've got 2 aside for Revy because I know. PM me, we'll figure it out.
We can put them on the website, by the way, if people want those. We can start doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we can for sure.
And I do have some, if I can find the damn things, I do have some ATN stickers.
Can you tell I didn't put them up?
Well, I think you did put them up. That's the problem.
Just saying.
And I can't find them. But anyway, so we do have.
Look in the bottom drawer here because I'm pretty sure that's where I put them.
I don't find them now. You'll embarrass me in front of the guys. Anyway, so tonight we got a packed show. So we're going to talk a little bit about Celebration East and our plans for that. And we've also got Ice Mountain is starting to melt a little bit. And is it good or is it bad? I'm curious what you guys' take on this is going to be because would you accept your Bronco missing a few key? No way.
Exactly where I told you they were.
So we do have these stickers, but
guess where they were.
They will be for sale at Bronco Super Soul.
Exactly where
I told him they were. And then we will offer them for sale on the website after the fact. So we got t-shirts as well. A t-shirt of this will be at and I've posted this on all of our socials. We'll have that, and it's got the ATN logo on the front, and that's on the back.
And if I missed saying hello to you, I promise we did not do it on purpose. So welcome in. We appreciate you all.
Look, another one, man.
Johnny's Car Care Reviews.
Daniel
Emmons.
Daniel's like, dealership called my
Dr. Detroit, welcome.
My Badlands should be here on the 28th. Congratulations.
That's awesome.
I'm happy. I'm so happy to finally like get some good news going, man.
I know, right?
And Ford came out and did say, and I
do want to pop these in here real quick.
You do your thing because I want to find this article.
Thank you, Revy, for that. We appreciate you. I know Dave already appreciated you, but I always like to show it up on the screen.
Let me pull this up. I want to see if I can find this.
Daddy's having his medicine, Mobile Moto said. Imagine that, Mobile Moto. We had to approve a comment for you already. And this show is just getting started.
I know. So NADA is going
knows.
On. The National Dealers Association meeting is going on in Vegas. And Ford has finally...
I'm gone in 60s here with us too.
Man, we got the herd in tonight.
Jeffrey Babb says window sticker 33, blend date 39, nothing from Ford. Went to module build data and found my Bronco was live. Contact dealership. They told me delivery scheduled for 3/17 to 3/21. You realize today's 3/14, right?
It's Pi Day.
It is 3/14. It is Pi Day.
Yep. Happy Pi Day, everybody.
Should have had pie.
But
I might have to go get some pie after the show.
So Ford came out and said, hey, we're going to start actually doing retail orders. We're going to start pushing people's orders, prioritizing them over dealership orders. And which
Wayne Esposito, welcome in.
Yeah, finally, I don't understand with Bronco, and I could have done a WTF on this, but I don't understand with Bronco. Launched in, Jesus, I get tired of saying this. Launched in July of 20. Only Mustang Mach-E launched before it in the same fashion that they did with Bronco. Maverick came out. What was it? Almost a year later, they launched Maverick. Maverick. I don't know what the sales figures are, actual order figures on Maverick, but it's got to be ridiculous because Ford seems to prioritize Maverick over Bronco. And when they do something for Maverick, like
EV,
well, they paused. Well, it's hybrid.
Well, still
they paused the Maverick a couple months ago. Johnny there would know probably better than me, but they paused it because they had too many orders and they knew they couldn't fulfill it, and especially with the demands of the microchip issues and all that. But the Bronco will just keep it rolling.
Hey, welcome, M. Peugeot.
What's up, M. Peugeot?
Welcome, Dirk Connor. 4 high, 4 low. Welcome in, Da Vinci. Man,
I know we got a good cast tonight. 104, and we have 47 likes, guys. If you smash that like button, I greatly appreciate that. That's all I ask. It's just for the goofy entertainment that we provide, just smash the like button at minimum. But so finally Ford is like, look, we're going to pause Bronco. And I think people went crazy of like, finally, they're not taking any more 22 orders. That happened last week. What was it? The 8th or 7th or 8th? They did that.
Monday. It was last Monday.
So finally they did that, but they did that with Maverick long time ago. I mean, they knew with Maverick, like, hey, we better chill this out a little bit. So what do they do with Bronco? Finally,
hey, Adam Weber.
They did it with Bronco, and then finally they're prioritizing some retail, orders over dealership orders, which, they had the formula. I think initially it was supposed to be like 80-20 is what and then it broke down to 60-40 for a while, which is completely ridiculous that Ford would prioritize dealerships that much. But finally, they're like, look, we're going to take, I think it's till May or something. We're prioritizing, let's get some of these orders out, because I don't know what knucklehead over there has finally listened. No, I want these out because I'll lose them. Even when you put them up, I'll lose them. But some knucklehead over there finally has seen everybody upset. And Maverick is a cool vehicle. I like it a lot. I like the segment that it plays in. But guess what? It's not really an enthusiast vehicle. There'll be people, there will have a community, a small community, but you built Bronco as a freaking enthusiast vehicle. Like, number one, like the people that just buy them and drive them and never think about it again, those are the secondary people. They're taking on Jeep. They're taking on Toyota with 4Runner and Tacoma. Like, why has it taken, Kelly, this long for them to wake up and be like, oh, maybe these people, we're losing reservations?
I don't know. You're preaching to the choir, dude, because it's just, it's insane to me.
Well, and dealerships get dinged for people that don't convert their orders. And what if we're doing? They've allowed people they've allowed their dealerships to get kind of dinged. Johnny, if you want to pop in, dude, I would love to talk to you about this right now because you are the guy for this kind of info. If you have time, Johnny, I know you were on Dwayne's show last night and you were
Revy, thank you. We got you.
Oh, thank you, ma'am. But you were on Dwayne's show last night, and I don't want to take up too much time, but I would love to talk to you right now, Johnny, because I am fired up about this because I just keep going in a loop here. It boggles my mind that they knew on other makes. Let's pause this. Let's slow down. Mach-E. Let's slow down. No, Bronco. No, man. Those people, they're fine. They'll wait.
Well, no,
They
and
don't
like we
care.
talked about, they kept shipping them to dealers. Dealers' allocations kept being shipped, but yet the customer allocations weren't important to them.
And you know what? The one thing that really pisses me off, and this may be somebody in the chat that I'm going to piss off with this, and I'm going to say it, and it's not to upset any individual. When I see in these Facebook groups or in all these things of, hey, can you post up a Sasquatch of a black diamond? They're not hard to find. Can you show me a base Sasquatch? Guess what? The body panels are the freaking same thing, man, with the big same tires. Anyways, that's one of my pissy rants that
I see.
me.
Well, in Nicole and I were texting today on Facebook, and Nicole Brewer, and I had to break it to her because I told Dave, I was like, I just take a hiatus from Facebook for a little while because like I'm in a lot of groups and I'm very supportive in the groups and I'm all about answering questions and things like that. But I just got to a point where people weren't like, I was super friendly about my response, but I wasn't getting like,
hey, John, sorry to interrupt, Kelly. John, I sent you the link in Facebook. Go ahead.
But this is totally like, I feel like I'm channeling you right now because you would get frustrated with this kind of stuff a few years ago. I just, sorry, we just saw an update from a good friend. But I'm to this point where I'm just like, at least use search.
Yes.
Like, and I have no problem answering your question if you're receptive of the answer. But I had a girl that just got honestly shitty with me. And I was like, I'm done. I'm out. I had to walk away. So I'm just like,
you're finally getting a taste of the forum life that you were part when I owned forums.
I was in forums, but I wasn't hugely active.
Yeah, you were active and as excited as I think Broncos kind of gotten you to be.
I was done. Like, I'm done. Tapped
but
out.
So with the chip thing, we're going to get into this a little bit. I want to bring an article up because let me.
Hey, Jason Reimer, welcome. Making sure I'm getting everybody a hey. Hey. Oh yeah, I filled up 80 grocery store discount. What would we spend 60 something yesterday with our grocery store discount?
So Auto News, who hates when you they're behind paywalls, and of course I have to pay for this service, but they hate when you share these things out like this. But so their headline is Ford will ship.
I couldn't read it earlier today.
Ford will ship and sell vehicles without chip controlling non-safety critical features. I love that they had to stress non-safety.
Oh, for sure.
And I've purposely not dug into this because I wanted to kind of experience this as you guys experience this with me. But Kelly, off the top of your head, what would you say non-safety features that require chips would be?
Infotainment.
Maybe. I mean, I haven't dug into this. We're going to find out.
That was mentioned actually in the chat that's what they've heard was the infotainment was going to be affected. And that temperature gauge we talked about on the little dial. That's one.
They have killed that for the 20.
But I mean, even so, that was one. But let's see what else there's chips everywhere in this thing. So
what's up, white Sasquatch black diamond? Here I'm just shitting on the black diamond a minute ago. Well, I really wasn't shitting on it. I apologize, but I was making.
Wow, Dave, how much have you had to drink?
Not enough.
Not enough or too much.
Anyways,
non-safety. I think everything's safety anymore as far as they're concerned, it seems, because even the infotainment system, people that are having issues with their infotainment system are taking it in, and their vehicles being held hostage because the infotainment system they're waiting on. So I don't know how much of that they'd be taking.
I'm going out of my way, and I'm going to say heated steering wheels.
Oh, that's a good point. Yep.
Heated seats are probably gone.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to say probably the package for the rear defrost and all that's gone.
Yeah.
And that's just 3 things. And I've seen people go, "How many chips are in these?" I have no earthly idea.
Well, Johnny said that I think it was Johnny that said, no, somebody said that the Maverick has less chips than the Bronco does.
Which I don't doubt that at all, because there's the electronic transmission, there's stuff that to make that work. But those are just 3 things right there that I can think of that were easily. And I know GM's had this problem. GM was, I hate to give GM credit for a lot of things because they seem like they're usually behind the 8 ball, but they last December.
Cruise control.
They took the heated steering wheel and heated seats away last year because trying to make sure they had enough chips for their, for production. And which they discount GM. It's hilarious. They're discounting $50 for that.
For the inconvenience of having to go back into the dealership.
$50 freaking dollars. And that it is something, if you want it, they will install it when it becomes available. But most people own a vehicle 2 to 3 years now.
Yeah.
Can you imagine at the rate we're going? And people on Ice Mountain now I've heard there's over 3,000 sitting on Ice Mountain. And can you imagine all those people like waiting on they've waited this long. Now you got to wait on all these chips and stuff. And it just pisses me off about this. And these are things that, once again, you know how you fix some of this? Base doesn't get Sasquatch. Big Ben doesn't get Sasquatch. If you want,
you're breaching again.
Well, these are things that give the upper trims that people are paying the premium for, make them premium features. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I don't really think that, Johnny, give me just a second here, but I don't think ultimately they're like a ton of like, oh, we're really going to save, but you could at least make the base a complete base. Say, look, guys, we've, they need to have the CEO, Farley, come on, not on these shows. We're not obviously a large enough audience, or even the Bronco Nation, because they don't have the large enough audience. They need to do on their social medias, use YouTube Live, whatever they want to do, and be like, look, guys, I've heard you. I understand. We're doing the best we can. We're trying. We've launched all of these new vehicles, and these vehicles were planned 5 years ago. I understand that you can't pause these things because there's contracts, there's union contracts, there's part contracts, things that take a year for them to start building these pieces. It's not like they hit a go button and just the parts appear there. But the Ford needs to combat this, and not with the goofy Bronco ambassadors or whatever they want to have on Bronco Nation, which they're just. You've been in the corporate world, Kelly. Corporate world cannot tell you anything, right?
No, they can't. They'll tell you what they want to get out, essentially. That's it. And when you're talking customer service, even more so. But
I think
there's a script.
I think for Ford now better than ever, that it would be, hey, man, we care about our people that buy our cars so much that I'm going to have a one-on-one word with you. And speaking of people who care about their cars, we've got Mr. Johnny's Car Care and Reviews on here. Let me bring this up like this for a minute. Johnny, what is going on, buddy? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly. Can you hear me?
I can hear. Dude,
right on.
This is not right, because normally when I try to bring you on in pre-shows, like pre-planned out, there's always a headache between me and you with like making things work. But tonight, Dwayne, thank you for getting the bugs out of the system that Johnny can be on my show tonight.
Yeah, he pounded them out with me, because I had the same bugs with him. But what's crazy is, I had my practice with you, and we tried everything. We were going at it 45 minutes before the show and everything. Yeah. And no, it's the key is to scrap the laptop. I'm doing this from my cell phone, and because we just couldn't get it to work on the laptop.
Well, first off, Johnny, I have to bow down to you, sir. I am bowing down to you because you are crushing the auto news with Ford. You are just crushing it, sir.
Well, that's very, very kind of you to say. I think I have a really kind and generous audience, and I also have and Peugeot is always on your show, and he occasionally comes over on my show, and usually cracks me up. He kind of distracts me from the premiere, and I end up putting all my attention on him. The last time he started teasing about, forget feeding he said something like forget forget feeding the poodle, subscribe to buy Marie bikinis or something hilarious like that. So I went with it, and I made one of my descriptions for my latest video. I said, we're going to be going down to Florida, so it's 50 plus hours of driving there and back. And since we'll be driving by night and on the beach by day, does that make us Night Bright? Do we have to change the name of the channel?
Well, I mean, you could give another Bright channel some competition that way. And Johnny, that's what you do. Johnny, first off, how Canadian of you to come in on a lumberjack's kind of outfit, sir. Like, you are so Canadian that you're like, you know what? I'm going to bring my people out. And you got the thick logger in the hand. I saw it. And the lumberjack outfit. But Johnny, I'm just having fun with you, dude. We haven't talked in a while, man.
Yeah, this feels really good. I was actually last night on the show, Bronco Wild Outdoors. I was kind of hoping that you'd drop a, hey, you know what? I'm going to drive out to the Outer Banks and meet you guys there. I'll be there on Sunday.
So I want to get into the chip thing, but yeah. I caught the tail end. I kind of came in late on the live stream you did last night. So you're coming to America. The world is America is about to experience Johnny's car care and review.
Sorry.
America is not going to be able to stand this, dude. But what is bringing you to America?
The warm weather and the freedom. The freedom. You guys can do things with, just period. But what I care about is you can actually do things with your vehicles. If I drive a 4-wheeler on the wrong trail, I won't go to jail, but I'm going to get a stern talking to. It's stressful. I have this 4-wheeler and I got lost in the woods twice this weekend. And my biggest stress wasn't about getting, frostbite or anything. It was about like, well, what if the cops catching me breaking a rule? Like, this could be disastrous. I'm driving the 4-wheeler on the snowmobile trail. So anyways, made it out of the woods and actually made it on that show just in time, literally at about as much time. Well, tonight you invited me and Winston and I were having a ham sandwich. So if I have ham in my teeth, you're allowed to point it out, but you're not allowed to laugh.
It's all right, sir. I may have filet mignon in my teeth.
Wow. Why don't you show it all?
I know, like, man,
ham and filet.
I'm sure meat prices up there are getting ridiculous, but dude, like, we're hitting the freezer now. It's like, well, it's time to save up for some fuel.
Instead of 2 fillets, we're eating 1.
Right. But Kelly, I think this is your first time getting to talk with Johnny, isn't it?
Yeah. I think he popped in one time, but not for very long. But yeah. It's good to actually see you.
Am I freezing you out?
Yes.
Cool.
You always do.
So Johnny, obviously you can tell I'm a little fired up by Ford's what they're going or how they're going about it. And for our audience that is, I mean, obviously this is a Bronco show, but Maverick and Bronco are probably the 2 major hits that Ford has had, and you cover both of those really well. What is going on, and why does it seem like Maverick's been prioritized over Bronco a little bit with the speediness to make decisions?
Yeah, I'd like to think that it's about learning from previous experiences. And, you kind of mentioned it earlier. It's like, why did it take so long to kind of kick in and realize, hey, we've got to put this Bronco sold out? I think it's, kind of a bit of live and let learn, if I had to speculate.
Right.
And I think a good part of it is I think there was hope. When the whole hardtop issue went down, this was beginning of missing a lot of stuff. And I think there was hope that things could be corrected, even down to the microchip. I remember back in, I think it was March 2021. And, we're all thinking that the microchip issue, we're like, the factory burnt. This could get worked out. The factory requires 2 months to build back. Well, it takes a month to build, but then it's about getting the chips back into production because it's like a 2-month plus process from when you put the chip in to when everything's been stuck onto that chip and it's a finished product. So we're thinking 2 months of severe problems, and then we're expecting things to get better every month. Now, the big issue is not necessarily your kids, but your kids. So kids got laid off, just like a lot of us. They got laid off school, and then a whole lot of kids, there weren't necessarily family computers capable of doing all this tech class stuff. And heck, that was a major issue. So there's all these laptops getting sold. They require all sorts of microchips, and those are microchips that actually make money. So,
Yes.
you know, there is capitalism and business behind this, which I love both. But like anything that you love, you got to realize it comes with pros and cons, you know, positive and negatives. And the negatives of this is that microchip companies, when they're looking at spending, you know, 2 months building a chip that they're going to sell for, you know, peanuts, you know, cents or a few dollars versus making a chip for something that's going to go into Bitcoin. Now, remember that through all of this, Bitcoin it exploded, making it more and more valuable to risk burning down your house because you're Bitcoining in the basement. So we've got all these basement Bitcoiners freaking up our Broncos for us. So there's the whole microchip issue. I think Ford, and I know even, you know, we were being told like, hey, don't expect the mic. This isn't a 2-week thing. Don't go telling people it's a 2-week thing. Like I've seen some internal memos that were made it very clear, like this is definitely a huge problem for 2 months. Expect issues in spring to early summer. And there was hope that things would get better. Now, I think that with the Maverick, they learned that, and it's also gauging your audience, right? When, you know, Kelly is, you know, you said this so well. I felt like, you know, sending you over a virtual hug or something when you said people in forums, you know, that they can be so like, and you too, Dave, like, yeah, they can ask for things like, send me a picture of like a base and I've repeated myself in a lot of videos because I'll do a video and right after the video, I get questions where I'm like, oh, I really didn't do a very good job of communicating this properly. I owe my people, my crew, my community a better explanation. So then I find a way to say it in a different manner, but sometimes it is hard because sometimes it really is. I don't want to Google what you already said in your video. I missed it. So now answer me in writing. So it's that fine line of gauging your audience. And I think Ford now with the Maverick realized, hey, you know what? We said the hybrid was sold out and they didn't burn, you know, the world didn't burn down. It wasn't the end of the world. There were some people that thought, and a lot of people thought, okay, well, this means I shouldn't shop a Maverick anymore. The thing's sold out. I'll never get one. So there's that adjustment period. And maybe Ford at first, you know, if I was sitting on the high end of the desk, I too would have worried that if we declare the Bronco sold out, that just instantly you'll lose, you know, 30% of your reservation holders. They'll think it's just not going to happen.
Maybe, but sometimes there's the mentality of that restaurant that you can't get in makes you want to get into that restaurant even more. You know what I mean? There is that, if I can't have it, I have to have it now. And
yeah, because that happens in our town all the time. Like a restaurant opens and you can't get in for 2 months.
Oh, definitely.
But we still go after that point.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and you know, back to the chip thing, Johnny, like, let's be honest. How many Broncos are they planning on selling a year? 100,000 plus, when in probably a normal world, iPhone, Android phones, they're selling how many millions of these a year? So there's certain chips that I know somebody was saying the chips that automotive use are kind of old school. Not completely. Some of the basic functions are, but guess what? The stuff in your GOAT modes is not a basic chip. The stuff in the infotainment center is not a basic chip.
That's right.
Everybody now wants the LCD screen in the TAC. Guess what? That's not a basic chip. Yes, I understand there are some certain parts of it that are just basic redundancies chips, but they're getting into cell phone territory of the screens and everything, and that's part of it, man.
Yeah.
But back to first off, Impa Joe wanted to know, Johnny, how many Canadian 5-round high capacity magazines are there needed to fight the Mounties? But
thank you for that super chat.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. But why is Maverick just because I don't track Maverick like you do. I track the industry as a whole, but you know, obviously I'm an enthusiast of Broncos while we do these shows, but is Maverick just selling more than Bronco, and that's why they've kind of maybe paid a little more attention to it?
Well, first of all, I don't know if it's necessarily a question. Well, my opinion's not made whether they're paying more attention to the Maverick, because there were issues with the Maverick. Like the hybrid was supposed to come out at the same time as the EcoBoost. So they made, you know, 3.5 of them, and then they parked them on the lot. And I'm exaggerating. They made probably a couple hundred, but they made them just so that they could say they got built. And then nothing happened really or moved, essentially, until apparently the EPA numbers got approved. And then you would say, well, if it was an EPA approval numbers issue, well, now the ones that at least the ones that are already built, there's no reason why they wouldn't move along. But they didn't move along. The EPA numbers, I think, came out like mid to end of October, and the first Broncos were arriving right before Christmas. So there is something going on there. So and the Maverick, I can't see it being something that they'd want to prioritize because of profitability. The Maverick is not a high profit model.
Yeah, it's an entry level vehicle basically.
Yeah,
that you can definitely spend on it if you want to get into the higher trims. But no, as probably middle ground is just it's kind of your basic sedan, which is how you need to think of that anymore. And sedans were never supposed to be like expensive vehicles. By the way, Honest Smith, who is he's a longtime viewer and a supporter of all things of the drinking fashion.
Well, and he said he loves Johnny's show too.
He does. And Johnny, he says, Johnny, are you drinking Guinness?
I don't drop names, but yeah.
But you'll drink out of your Guinness cup. Something Guinness like.
Johnny's such big time celebrity now on YouTube. He can't just endorse anybody. So.
No, it's more like the show. I can finally afford Guinness. I only dreamt of this goodness, that pre-show. The show pays
Guinness money.
Maybe it pays the funny joke that I loved the other week. Maybe it pays the bikinis, but no, it actually pays my beer. Yeah. So that's what the channel does. You brought up a really good topic before that I really liked. If I'm allowed to kind of like go back to what you're talking about,
however you feel. See fit. I'm
trying
to. Okay, go ahead, Johnny. Sorry.
Right on. So that's actually the exact photo that you read it right out of my mind. So what are the vehicles going to be coming with less? And I'm going to actually ruin the whole punch to the video I actually made before coming on to your live. I was making a video, but I haven't edited it. But I'll destroy the punch for my show because I think your show deserves it more since you showed me the ropes. For different vehicles, it becomes really evident what kind of thing can speed up your order, but also what's slowing down orders. So, Kelly mentioned, you both mentioned the auto start stop, and on a lot of models like F-150, Ranger, Explorer, Expedition, you've got internal information, saying, try to get your clients to take that off to get their vehicle produced sooner. So right there, you see there's a microchip issue. And what else could it be? Well, on the Explorer, they've said it. It's been written down. There was actually in not a memo. It's a bulletin, a mechanics bulletin, MGM something or another. And that bulletin said that the Ford Explorer is going to come. Some Ford Explorers, the second row heating, heating controls won't be there. There'll still be heating for the kiddies and the doggos, but the heating controls on the Explorer, second row, forget about them. You've also got, and I'll get into some speculation in just a moment based on other models, but you've got, just to talk quickly about other models, I'm wondering if adaptive cruise control is something, because it's not a critical. They did say that they're going to deliver them with missing non-critical safety features. So I'm thinking maybe adaptive cruise control. It's not critical.
Yeah, because we don't have it on ours.
Yeah, exactly. They sell a whole bunch of them with them. It's not a legal requirement. It's not like a backup camera. You need a backup camera. We don't have to worry. We'll have that, which makes me think that completely losing all functions of the touchscreen, I can't see it happening. It's actually illegal in Canada to deliver a vehicle that doesn't have a backup camera. So at least for Canadians, they can't take away.
I believe in the States, it's the same now that you have to have a backup camera. Oh, and so when you're hitting on this, it's literally in this Auto News article. It says Ford says previously offered customers the option to order F-150s without auto start. In case of Explorers, buyers will receive a price reduction for the change. Deep said the Ford will restore the rear seat passenger controls of the heating and air conditioning units for free at a later date.
So they're giving the discount and still doing it? Or am I reading that wrong?
Maybe.
Or maybe it's just the auto start that they're taking out completely.
Yeah, and auto, I think a lot of Bronco people would be happy that would be gone.
Yeah, a lot of people would be happy, but I wonder how that's going to do with their cafe regulations and things because that's on there for the cafe regulations to get their numbers down.
Yeah, that's why this is I'm not a lawyer, but I had a fun year in law school. But that's where I think they can get away with it, because if the vehicle has the capacity of doing it, but it's enabled, but you do enable it, you still get the CAF. I'm assuming here, some speculation, but I would think that it would still count within your cafe rules because the vehicle will do it. And what's nice is they are saying that it'll be done within a year. So I'm wondering if that's just about what's doable, or if it's actually in regards to having those cafe rules still be the benefits of cafe being, applicable.
Right. Well, 502 Bourbon Crew says they dropped Dave's name on the Ford chat today, and it bumped my build date automatically. They know. They are aware of my bitching and fussing. I can tell you that. But Johnny, so where they're taking all this stuff away, and where I'm lost at where legally they stand with some of this stuff. Obviously, they have more lawyers than can debate this whole entire probably YouTube world. But where do you're financing a vehicle, and some of this you're paying for the product that you're not getting.
Mm-hmm.
Most people, like I told you earlier, Kelly, most people own their vehicle 2 years now. I think the average is down to 2 years before they trade. At the rate we're going, at the way we're seeing the chip issue, people could have gotten rid of that vehicle by the time they actually are in line to get these parts.
Yeah, and I think it was Revy asked, how are we going to know when the part's available? Or no, it was Airplane Mike mentioned, like, is it going to be the specific dealership that you bought it at? And if so, what happens if you move? Like, what does happen if you move? Because people don't stay still, especially in the world we're living in right now. Like, so many work from home jobs are available and people are able to be mobile to move around. So what does that look like? I would assume it's going to look like their recall database where it has it in there. So
double harassment. You'll probably get an email. You'll probably get a written letter from Ford and an email from Ford. And then you'll probably get a phone call and an email from your dealer. So you'll probably be contacted 4 times, 2 different sources. So I think it's going to be, and this is the thing, Ford's in a situation where, it's natural and it's normal. We're upset, but when we put perspective on it, so let's say you move away out of the Ford and you go somewhere else, you've got BMW doing some vehicles with, in some parts of the world, no touchscreens. You got Escalade, and that's, an escalation in price. That thing is
big time,
freaking expensive. It's big time
well,
dollars.
And you've got Lincoln, so it's not like Ford doesn't have their own high-end brand with these same parts.
Yeah, but the Escalade, what's crazy is no hands-free driving, and Broncos are expensive, don't get me wrong, but an Escalade is what, almost like, not double the price, but because if you're looking at a fully loaded Bronco and getting one at MSRP and all that, but Escalades are selling over MSRP as well. So it's all perspective. Tesla, of all people, the tech giant, they're not a car company, they're a tech company. Well, they're delivering some vehicle without USB ports. That's very tech company of them. So there's crap everywhere.
Johnny,
so
you can use the S word here.
It's like
he's like protecting his behavior or his reputation.
His brand.
His reputation.
Trying to be Canadian.
Well, no, then you would have said sorry.
I'm coming to the States and I'm going to swear in every video. I'm going to drop
You totally should and be like, see what America did to me. I'm here to stay.
Yeah, with a beer in hand.
Yeah, and then, it won't be a Guinness in his hand. It'll be a local IPA.
Well, and then you go into the local Walmart and you just start cussing people in the Walmart for no reason.
I heard this is what you're supposed to do in the States.
Yeah.
I'm putting on my cowboy boots. I'm coming down and swearing, and it's going to be all America's fault. I might even have to go to a shooting range. And,
Dang. But so Impijo brought up a good point too. What about Copilot 360? I mean, these are high-end features now that you're paying. Why
It's not
would
a safety thing.
why would I buy a Badlands with the top of the line Lux package, and then Ford go, well, we'll get it to you when we can get it to you. But then you got the poor dealership over there who's been effed by all of this. Let's be honest. They are charging markup, and there is. I understand that. At some point, I agree with it, and in some point, I'm just like, for reservation holders, you're just screwing them over. You're ruining your reputation for a little
you can't
profit.
do that to a reservation holder. You've waited. If you wait, you pay the right price.
Right. But Ford is now they're pushing this to dealerships to install.
Yeah.
Guess what? Dealerships are they do get kickbacks from Ford to do this, but is Ford going to go, hey, I need you to scratch my back here? Like we're under the strain. We're only going to give you half of what we normally do, and then you've got a flood. It's not just Bronco. You've got a flood of all these vehicles you're selling. You've got a backlog now, and dealerships aren't set up to handle that. They're for repairs, not installs.
Angry people calling, right?
Yeah.
Some people calling that will call every week. When are you going to put in, and some people, the dealership's going to have to bear the brunt of this. So dealerships that have charged markup, I'd expect them to hire 3, 4, 5, 6 phone specialists. They've got the money, they can handle it. But it also means dealers that have not charged markup are going to need extra people. And they're going to have people saying, how dare you? I waited 3 minutes on hold to get to talk to you. And now you're telling me that it's not in yet. And then the person will say something like, oh, well, Mr. or Mrs. So-and-so, like we mentioned last week, we promise Ford and us will contact you as soon as we have the microchip for yours. And then the person will say, that is such a disrespectful answer. I'm going to power up to Karen level, Super Saiyan Karen, and I want to speak to your mother effing manager. And
easy, Johnny, you're not in America yet, sir.
Look,
easy.
It's I can finally afford beer. It's wild.
Can you share some of that beer money with us?
Right. Right. I can say I knew Johnny win.
There you go. But I'm Gone in 60 talked exactly about that. It's a customer satisfaction program. And to your point, having worked in customer service for a very long time, people call back. When their issue is not resolved, they continue to call back.
And they're not calling.
And they're not calling in a week. Nope. They're calling 2 days or the next day. So some are going to be the Karen to the tens. And I wouldn't want to do that job. No. I would not be that. No. No.
Well, no. And dealers, like I said, dealership etiquette is a whole nother show. But at some point, Ford is just putting so much pressure on the dealership to handle this. Like you were saying, they're calling the dealership. They're not calling, I know the Bronco, the pure enthusiast knows the 800 number to, if you want to figure out something, but guess what? That's a 0.5% of people who know how that's working.
Yeah.
Dealers are going to, at some point, have to throw up their hands. And I think that's where like the major dealerships, your big dealerships, they can handle that. But your mom and pop people who are just, I'm sure in Canada it's this way, but there's dealerships still in the United States that if they had 50 cars on their lot, that's more than they can handle. They're not set up to handle all these people that are going to start calling.
And I think what you're going to end up seeing is you're going to be seeing just like it is right now, where the dealership says, hey, call Ford customer service. I don't know whether they're pushing them there, but I can see that in the future that they would be pushing them there and just say, hey, you know what? You've got to call, because maybe they put the customer support line within Ford customer service instead of being at the local dealership. And that would be, honestly, on Ford's behalf, that would be the smarter point, because you've already got people trained to do the customer service job in that perspective, that you just teach them a new skill or a new topic of information. So that's my thoughts, at least, on it.
Yeah, I guess it depends who you get at customer service. And, this isn't a swipe against Ford. I have an issue with, because a lot of major corporations have issues with their customer service because, you pay someone, more than minimum wage, but not a ton more than minimum wage. They're not going to be an enthusiast for every model. So it's It's tough. It's tough. I managed residences at a university, and it is very hard when you have employees to make sure everyone has the most up-to-date information. But it's
Yes.
also about regular meetings, regular training, and there's a cost beyond that because you need to have a rotation of people where you can say, once a week for 2 hours or 3 hours, we have enough people to do rotations of pulling people off. And we're going to put enough money to have a trainer that's going to spend 40 hours a week doing these rotations of covering people, or just having, paying everyone overtime and having them stay an extra 2 hours every week. It's cost. I love how Ford, I don't feel when I call, they've outsourced to somewhere in India. And, that always really bugs me when I get someone clueless at the other end of the world. And, that's tough. But I think there's certain things that Ford could definitely get away with. For example, it's springtime. We've got Broncos at Ice Mountain. They've got maybe 2 inches of ice or an inch of pure ice that if they got to them too early, they could have been damaging the paint on them. So, for me, if I had my Bronco over there, between them popping the hood at minus 10, minus 20 degrees Celsius, when they could wait 3 weeks and that ice is gone, I'd rather them not touch it for 3 weeks.
Well,
but that's a personal thing.
Oh, sorry. Where that is a good pivot on this. Where because I've seen people just, oh my God, the Facebook groups on this of people upset that their Bronco could be sitting in a yard for up to a month, and they're like the key thing that
They're
I hear,
talking rats.
Yeah, the key thing I'm hearing is all these varmints that could get into your Bronco, and you're like, what do they have? Is there a rat farm next to these things that I don't know about?
And what you guys don't know is we gave you Toronto on the great geographic trade. You guys own Toronto. People over there are like really New York Americans, and we took Michigan. That's actually part of Canada now, and we don't have crazy rodents eating the crap out of these vehicles. In the winter, if a vehicle doesn't touch salt, like my dad had a 1965 or 64 Nova SS, and this thing spent most of its life in a garage, but its last 15 years of life, it was outside. We had put, a tarp underneath it so no humidity would come through the grass, and we had the grass, there was none left. It was dead. But anyways, this thing didn't rust out whatsoever. It's salt. Salt is the catalyst to rust. Snow is not some evildoer. Snow on its own only washes your car when it slides off. So I'd say for Michigan, it's good that they wait an extra, even if they had the chips, I'd say leave it there, 3 weeks. Don't rip the ice off of it. That's bad for the paint. And then it's springtime, right? So if they deliver these, first of all, I've wondered and I've asked myself, did those Broncos not move because of union rules and people being like, I'm not working in minus 15. You don't pay me to work. That's not part of my contract to go out and work in minus 15 because it was freaking cold. Hence why
they are using labor from inside the plant to go do that. So there's definitely that. And I'm not gonna crap on union labor versus whatever that you guys in the comments, just you keep that in there. But I've seen a lot of these people just like, oh my God, I would not accept that now. And I'm like, for one, how would you ever know how long your Bronco was sitting in a yard? And most people think, oh, they built it and it's right on a truck shipped. No, it's common for these things to sit in some yards for a couple months at a time. It's not new.
Dealers, right, Dave? Kelly?
Yeah.
Vehicles at dealers. I've been shopping vehicles since I could afford vehicles. And my brother's been, working at at the local dealer for now almost, basically 30 years. And traditionally, a vehicle turnover time, it must have been something like 5 months that it would sit on the yard. And very often, vehicles delivered in November and December that are inventory would get sold somewhere between spring and midsummer. Like a lot of vehicles would sit around, Ford's employee pricing, another word for it is we're liquidating what sat outside all winter. That's what it was. We've always bought vehicles that have sat out all winter. Like this was a good portion of the vehicles that were getting sold. So that's not an issue. And if it's springtime and Ford delivers these Broncos without heated seats, I think that'd be genius because it's all about emotions, right? So who cares if you don't have heated seats, more or less? I have back pain and I know the heated seats help and I use it for that reason. But if I get my Bronco and I get told, hey, you got this 3 months early, but it has no heated seats, I'd be like, oh, about time. Good job. Right on. But and then they get double points if in November, when you start to get nervous, like, I don't have heated seats. Is my wife going to force me to sell this? Am I going to get divorced? Who do I pick, the Bronco or my babe? Then Ford comes in like the heroes, throws the heated seats in, and everyone's happy. So
And
that's what I'm hoping is going to happen.
Suddenly, your girl leaves you for Ford, is what you're saying. That's what I got from that. So Gene 3067, who is a big supporter of the channel, and I want to say shout out to Gene. He said, "What if a buyer doesn't want to have the auto start stop chip installed? Will it hurt their trade-in value when it comes to something else?" And
I think it'll just be on a
to add to
recall
that,
thing.
VINs are made with particular things. That VIN also allows a dealership to track what is that build, and you've got a VIN that's been stamped or given to people ahead of the time that now they're not going to get exactly what that VIN says. They own the vehicle for a month. Some of these people are flipping them, and
it's going to be in a recall database.
No, but it's just such a freaking nightmare.
It is. It is
it's sort of been like Ford just washing their hands of it, going, well, we tried. Now it's somebody else's problem. That's kind of what it feels like to me. Guys, in the comments, Johnny, I don't mean to keep you. If you got to go, I greatly appreciate it. I love having you on though, so stay as long as you want. Guys, in the comments, I am pretty pissed off tonight. I'm pretty excitable. And I've got Johnny. Johnny, one thing though.
Johnny's calming too.
I need a you see, I have an Australian, a photo, Johnny. I need a Johnny's Car Care signed photo like this, something like this.
Then you'd be truly international.
I know. I would have, that part of the hemisphere. I need the upper part of I need you for the background, Johnny, is what I'm saying.
How much do I have to pay for that to happen?
No. Wow.
No, I will pay.
Wait, I'm the money lady.
Oh, sorry. Finance over here has to get involved.
It's getting hot in here.
Right. But I definitely need some Johnny up there, by the way. But guys, in the comments,
hilarious.
Bring them. I'm sure Johnny's got a minute to answer your questions. And once again, thank you for the way this streaming software works now. It's nice that, and I hate to sell it this way, but that's what the membership, you guys are members, that's what it helps pay for, is the ability to, when there's breaking news, that we can bring the experts in Maverick and Bronco in. I used to feel like I was an expert, and then Johnny came along and
blew you out of the water.
Johnny's early
No, that's
videos,
not true. You definitely are. You definitely are an expert.
But I remember some of your early videos, Johnny, where you had this, I don't know if it was a TV behind you or it was a window. There was weird reflections going on. And I remember watching these going, does this guy realize like that half of him's blurred out because of
you're totally calling him out live.
Reflection?
No,
but no,
it's cool because Dave actually, he didn't call me out on it. He's allowed to talk about it because he actually contacted me and he's like, hey, like I've seen a few of your shows. Like, would you like to come on the show and we'll talk a little beforehand? So, my show really grew out of, my show is really, it's as much your baby. No, that doesn't sound right. No. It's
sorry, Kelly. There was life before you.
Wow.
Sorry, Kelly. Dave and I had a baby. It's my show. Sorry.
Man. Oh, he's saying it. Sorry.
Sorry.
Cool.
Everything's good now because you said sorry.
No, and obviously there's channels like Dwayne's had you on, and you've done your own thing, man. But I definitely want some. I need a photo.
Tim's nervous or Tim's jealous.
What?
Overlanding for fun. He's like, hey now.
What is Tim jealous about?
You and Johnny's relationship.
I'm sorry. Johnny was my first love, Tim. I'm sorry.
Well, you built my channel, so I really appreciate it.
You built your channel.
Anytime, I'm honored that you have me on the show. And yeah, it's crazy. What are they going to be removing from these Broncos? But like you said, I just the other night, Dwayne mentioned that he's like, small differences. The 2022 only has the temperature up in the top. Two things. I thought, well, that's funny because my temperature at the top doesn't work because my sensor's broken. Well, I drove through a few snowbanks, so I'm going to take partial responsibility. I'm not very nice to my Bronco. I love my Bronco, but I use it. I try to use it a bit. And two, I was thinking, well, no, that sounds like it was a decision made about microchips because you don't have the little display at the bottom, even though the buttons are there. And if I'm not mistaken, my buddies own F-150s, and they don't have it on their 2022s either, even though they had it on their older models. I'm wondering, do auto high beams, is that a safety feature?
I
Is
don't
that
No,
something
it's
that they
it's
could
not a
draw?
requirement. Yeah.
Because that's
I
a big
love that
sensor.
feature. I love that thing. I'll be
Yeah,
real
same here. I
honest.
love it. If that's one thing, if they removed, I can live without heated seats until winter. But if they remove the auto high beams, like that's big for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Coming
No,
from Canada.
Oh, of
Man.
course.
Well, you
they're
probably
always
have a
in
lot of
dark.
dark.
They're always in the dark.
There's
over there.
that, and it's also because we say sorry lots because we live with a lot of we feel bad when we harm people. So when I blind someone, I'll blind someone, let's say on the highway right before getting into town, and I got my high beams from the highway, and it takes me another 12 to 15 minutes to get home. But when I get home, I'm still feeling bad about having blinded that person. But it doesn't happen with these auto high beams. I just feel like
Yep.
it does it automatically, and I'd be like, they must know I'm polite. Like I'm an okay person. Like I didn't blind them. I'm good.
Well, that's one of those features too that when I reviewed the first edition of Dr. Detroit's, that I didn't realize it was doing it. And I was like, oh, I'm going to blind this person, and it does it so like it gives
Smooth.
but it's a long distance too. That it's like, oh, there's a light coming this way. Let's turn that off. But that is a feature that I would not want to miss. But
Bye, Gene 3067. Thanks for joining.
yes, sir. Thanks, Gene. Where do you think that it is though that's pushing these things out, or what can you put your finger on something that's you're like, this is what probably is allowing them to push this out and get them to dealers?
Pressure from us?
No, but I'm saying, is there one particular thing
that's causing the delay?
No, that's allowing them to release them. Like, is there
You're talking the other side.
is it just the heated steering wheel, or is it something like that that's kind of like allowing them, in your opinion, to allowing them to go, okay, we'll do this later?
Yeah, I looked. From what I can tell, based on a few different sources, it seems like a simple build is about 1,500 microchips for a vehicle, and a complicated build, so like a Lux package Bronco, is 8,000 microchips.
Damn.
So what's causing them to push it out is if you can take 8,000 and find a happy medium and get them around like 3, 4, 5,000. Let's say you get them to 4,000. Well, you can push out 2 Lux Broncos instead of 1. And if I don't know if they're going to cut them down. I doubt they're going to cut them down so much because of marketing and people's frustrations. I doubt that they'd cut them down to the level of like a base Bronco at, let's say, 1,500 microchips, even though that could mean that they punch out at like 6 more for every, instead of 6 instead of 1. Yeah. But I think they're probably going to cut it down in a manner that they take away 1, 2 options per model. Do recall though, if you do remove auto start stop completely, because there's now codes to remove it, like the F-150 Ranger. I don't know. Do you have any interest? Do you think you have anyone on your channel has any interest in knowing what those codes are in case they want to call up their dealer and say remove this code, or is that kind of like pretty geek tech stuff? Okay.
These people don't like car things here.
Oh, shut up.
But once it's out, it's gone. Like I specifically made a point of this before making my video tonight, which isn't out yet, but I specifically talked to a head tech at a Ford dealership, and I said, if we opt out to save $50 on F-150 Ranger, these different models, and we remove auto start stop, what are our chances of getting it back? And he said, once completely you choose to have it removed, he said, it's almost guaranteed, forget about it. You're not getting it. Wow. Now, if they deliver it to you and it's set up for it because it was part of your build and you didn't remove it, well then yes, later on it can definitely be activated.
Well, does that mean all these people who love the forescan option that they does that screw that up as well then? That are people are like turning their auto start and off and all that? Because I haven't dug too deep in that because I just don't care about that feature.
Bart Hardy says give the codes.
But do you think does that I know you're supposed to back up your programming of all that before you like make changes, but so this is something completely different though, right?
Yeah, forescan won't fix. Let's say they remove heated seats or a goat mode, which I don't see. I think that's more about programming. So it's either you have goat modes or you don't have goat modes, because once you have the capability, because a lot of microchips actually work as kind of like an on-off switch. They're as simple as that. Like for the heated seats, what's odd is if you have heated seats on-off, it's, some microchips. But if you have heated seats level 1, 2, and 3, it's a whole bunch of microchips. Yeah. So it's as silly and dumb as that, but that's the case. But Forescan won't turn your heated seats back on, and they won't, if you're missing the microchip, there's no way. You don't have the option as individual consumers. I don't think we'll see anyone being able to find these microchips on Amazon and be able to add them in their vehicle. It's going to be waiting on your dealer to get you your function. Let's just hope that the functions they choose are good ones. For example, the Explorer. Honestly, if your son or daughter says, Mom or Dad, you can't, or dad or whatever. But if they say, parents, you can't buy that Explorer because I won't be able to control my own personal temperature in the second row, you got options. You can try to get new kids, but I hear that's problematic because of rules and laws and whatnot. But you can definitely, have a talk with your kids. Discipline isn't always, raising your voice. It can just be telling your son that hey, you're 14 and you're already turning into a really big wussy. I don't want to raise wussies, grow a pair.
Well, that's already the conversation we pretty much have with our daughter every time we turn our heated seats on when we get in the Bronco and she doesn't have them in the back
seat. We've become a bit of assholes about it. We have. So our kids, we give our kids just as much shit as they give us. They were that kind of family. But my daughter will get pissy. Our Titan had heated rear seats.
Yep.
The
and BMW, she was in a booster at that point, so
the
she didn't
BMW
even get
she got to enjoy back the seats. But after that, the Bronco obviously doesn't have them, and the Jeep doesn't have them. And we'll get in that cold seat and it's pop that button, and we're like, oh, these are so. Oh, I wish you had this feature because. Growing up as a kid is rough, but
I've started letting her sit in the passenger seat on the way to school in the morning, so she does get.
That's my heat.
She does get her tease of the heat in the morning. Oh yeah, I know.
Right.
But I'm the cool mom.
Okay.
So we had to earn that, right? I remember being in. My parents switched from one Windstar to, I think, after my dad retired early, he had to get an Aerostar. And I remember one time I was just because we had been in the car for quite a while because we wanted to go dog sledding. But anyways, I said, I can't, my feet kind of hurt. And I wasn't trying to be rude about it. It was just a fact, hey, my feet hurt. Can I do something about this? And my dad said, yeah, stop complaining. So that's apparently what I could do about the situation. And when you're a kid, as adults, we've earned our heated seats. We've earned the luxuries in life. As a kid, all I had to do is, have fun, not beat anyone up, or try not to get beaten up on the playground. In my case, life was pretty easy. As much as we thought life was hard when we were kids, dang, I want to go back to being a kid. Give me a time machine and I'll kid the crap out of my life.
Well, he almost said it.
I know. My heated seats as a kid back in the 70s was my brother we would be traveling from Tennessee back to where I'm from in Ohio, and they would put me in the floorboard. So I was near the muffler. So it was nice and warm, or I was in the back window laying down.
Freezing.
Yeah, that's those things with ice, right?
Oh yeah. And him and my sister would fight over the rest of the seats. But what's funny about this is these were old Buicks and Cadillacs with the size of a sectional for a seat in the rear, and they're fighting over this. And kids today have it so rough of these smaller seats.
Yeah, I mean it was similar to mine because my dad had an '85 Riviera. Yes, I know, '85 Riviera.
Cool. No, that's cool. I think that's cool.
No, it was
it was
car
not.
Ever.
He kept it until about 8 years ago.
He thought he had a dime piece.
Yeah,
there.
he thought he was going to because he bought it new and kept it and everything. I want to say it had 10,000 miles on it, or
pretty low,
20,000 miles on it, or something. In '85, it was 30 something years old or whatever at the time. But
you know what? No microchips.
It's true. It's true. But I do remember my sister, to your point, my sister and brother would kick me out of the back seat, and I laid on the floor at my mom's feet, and we just traveled that way. My love.
Your mom's feet were the airbags, or the hand.
That's true.
My mom would throw the hand up in a cautious moment, like that was going to save everything.
That's my airbag. I still do it to this day.
It's
I put it
funny,
at the
like
side.
human nature of like, oh, I put my hand on the roof, that solves everything.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, to your point, we've definitely softened our poor children because of all this stuff that they get as this fun stuff in their vehicles or in our vehicles.
So Eric is asking, how long does it take after your Bronco is built before they are shipped? And there is no answer to that, really.
Mm-mm.
There's no rhyme to the reason. There's also what part of the world you're living in, because some of these go to Saudi Arabia. So, which is strange that the Saudis are getting Broncos, but they are. So how long does that take? Probably faster than across from MAP at the Ford dealership, it seems like. But Eric, I wish there was a here's the answer to that, but I know people. Dr. Simple Beauty was like 50 or 60 Broncos behind my build
on the same day.
Lives in LA, got her Bronco like 2 weeks before I got mine, and I'm 500 miles from the plant.
Yeah. Well, significantly closer.
So there, I wish I could say, hey, here it is, but there isn't.
Yeah, and it really depends on how it's coming, what mode it's coming, whether it's coming by rail or truck or, it
do they have a helicopter version?
And when it gets picked up, right? Because that's actually one part of the whole system that I watch pretty closely. And, if I go back to F-150s in April of 2021 and March, some would get built, and some later on in the year, some would get written microchip hold on them, but others would just sit at the ramp in the system. You're like, hey, this is ready to go. It's at ramp 59. Woo, I'm getting it within, let's say I watch Dave or I watch, Johnny's Car Care and Reviews, All Terrain.
That guy is pretty cool.
and you're thinking, these guys are telling me like, generally 3 weeks of transport if you're really lucky, but 4 or 5, and you can plan like that's pretty good. Like even from Mexico, it's generally about 4 to 5, well, more 5 weeks from Mexico. From Michigan to my end of the world, you're looking at about 4, maybe 5 weeks, but then who knows? Maybe it sits on the ramp for 2 weeks. It could sit there for 2 months without ever getting an update in the system, just ready for transport. It's at ramp 59, and you just keep thinking like tomorrow's the day.
Yeah.
Tomorrow it's, baby's coming home, but no, just sits there.
Yeah, I've had several people reach out and go, when's my Bronco coming? My mod's popped, but my dealer has no idea where it is.
Well, even ours, like I knew it was built, and I knew from inside sources, they were like, yeah, it's just waiting on a truck ready to go. And what's funny, Johnny, is so there is a hub here in Nashville where they will ship them on train to Nashville, and then they disperse them down further, south or whatever. And mine was brought on a semi truck. Like I can't even tell you shipping anymore. That's makes
weird.
Sense. Yeah, what makes sense? How they disperse them that way.
I'm wondering if it's a Kansas thing, because I know the Kansas train hub, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure if it was the train or I'm pretty sure it was for trains, but there was a blockage in Kansas for a while. And things just, things would get to Kansas and just kind of stall and sit there.
Well, Johnny, if you've ever been to Kansas, you'll understand why things just stall in Kansas.
Isn't he going to Kansas soon?
No, he's going to the coast. He's
on
the Outer Banks.
Oh,
yeah, if you guys want to meet us up, we're going to be there this Sunday. But then on the way back, I think how could we not like driving with horses?
Right.
I have fond memories of getting kicked off horses. Why would I want to? I won't chase after any horses, but why wouldn't I want to chase after horses?
Johnny, I hate horses.
He does.
Kelly knows my passion of hating horses.
Right on.
No offense to those in the chat, but if he could, what's the word?
We can't talk about that.
He's not a fan of horses. If he could make horses all go away, he'd be happy.
4-wheelers are a lot cheaper. You can put fuel in them when you want to, and when the recessions come, like where we're at in Tennessee, big horse country. Like
big,
they have what they call a Tennessee walking horse here.
Yeah.
During the recession in 9, people, if you went to a horse event and your trailer was left unlocked, you would come back and there'd be horses sitting in your trailer.
Yes.
They were just dumping horses left and right like that. Like,
oh yeah, geez.
Couldn't afford to feed them,
Okay.
Yeah. So me and horses is not.
And he's not had a bad experience, which is funny because I've asked and asked and asked. Are you sure? Like, did you fall off one? Did one kick you? That would explain a lot of one kick.
Dave, I think, Dave, I'm wondering. I once got bit somewhere by a horse, and it's not really a story that I tell. Are you maybe just more shy to tell what really happened to you?
Yes,
from a horse.
Abused
you have like
by
a Johnny style story.
No, I'm sure there is some weird thing, but no,
probably when he was tiny.
Yeah.
He doesn't remember.
They smell like in my professional field. They will follow you. They would just aggravate you. No,
they'll bite your carrot.
That's horse. No, they'll bite.
They'll bite. Yeah, they'll bite your carrot. That can happen. Though they can also buck you off. Those are my 2 horse experiences. I got bucked off, and the thing is, my German Shepherd in his head, he wanted to play with the horse when I was. I was just like, oh, well, I'm going to go ride my horse and I don't feel like putting on a saddle. So giddy up. So I get on the horse and I'm riding the horse and the dog starts chasing us and barking. And I'm like, the horse is not liking this. And I see a rock coming up and I'm like, horses, when they like you, but sometimes they just stop liking you for whatever reason. And I was like, she's probably pretty mad at me right now. And I bet I'm going to get bucked right onto that horse. If she really doesn't like me and she's nasty, and that's the way horses are. They're kind of like a mix between a dog and a cat. They've got like this mean streak in them, just like cats. So what can you do?
He must not be a cat fan. We love some
cats.
Well,
and Terrence there.
Not a fan of cats
not
or
a fan
horses.
of cats either. Google. I was getting that. Google says chip production in general will recover mid 2022. No.
24. I'm giving it 24.
Yeah.
And first, big news is Ford and GM at like you were talking about earlier, the NADA Auto Show. Ford and GM both said that they're going to work with global foundries to bring chip production back home, to bring chip production up, to increase it. They're saying it could take up to 10 years. So the short-term solution is deal with what you got. The F-150 production in February was cut in half. And, Rivian, and that's temporary because there's been good months, there's been bad months. But, you look at Rivian and you have the choice. Rivian cut their production in half. So do you just make less vehicles and piss off a whole bunch of people, or a lot? Or do you piss people off, a whole bunch of people off, just a little, because you take away 1 or 2 toys? Yeah. So that's a tough decision to make.
And then do you piss off your labor who you lay off for weeks at a time because they have to build things, like they have contracts with these unions of, hey, we are going to build this. And now the unions and all that should be a little flexible, understanding the situation, but then you also have to take into factor, where's most of this built? China. Guess what China likes to do? It seems like every 2 months, we got to shut down for 2 weeks because of COVID. China, whether you believe in COVID or not, I think it's come out today or yesterday or something that they shut down something again in China for a couple of weeks because of a new COVID.
I thought that's because they like screwing us.
Well, there is that as well.
I thought it's because they find America and Canada really sexy nations, and they're just like, I think they need those microchips. Let's close down, because I can't remember what mineral it was, but and it all seems more or less pollution related. But there's this mineral that they produced. I can't remember what it's called, but out of 29 factories, they just randomly shut down all of them except for 5. And they basically shut down the whole country's production of this one mineral that is really needed worldwide. They're basically the only ones that do it, and it pollutes horrifically when they produce it. So I don't know. It's hard. Like, I don't want to get too political, but I wonder how much of this is COVID and how much of this is, pollution and just controlling shit.
I definitely think that
China. He said shit.
I know.
We got it.
Sorry, we're gonna clip that, and that's my ringtone now. But no, I think China definitely has a hand in all this. I think they've learned that they have the finger on the pulse of the manufacturing here in America, and just go, oh, hey, every once in a while, I'm going to remind you right now.
Who's boss?
But I think I hope that North America, including Canada, I hope that we realize what. We couldn't even get medicine because they keep pushing that to China now. I think like the medical mask and all this stuff that you can make here in America, like a medical mask, if you can't make that here in America or Canada, I don't understand what's going on. But I think that maybe they're starting to wise up a little bit. And I don't care what party you're with here or in Canada, whatever. If the people here in America do not have jobs, they can't buy these things.
Because we've
And
become a consumer nation.
yeah, we're just
Yeah.
we're
that's a
the
whole-
we're the fat family sitting waiting for the Amazon truck to deliver their next meal. Basically, is what I kind of feel like we are. And we have to start making it here. Let's go to the gym here in North America. Let's start lean and mean, and let's get it and go.
Yeah.
G. Williker says, isn't there a way to see your chip when your chip is activated in the build process? If so, does it indicate what is or isn't activated? There is the modules.
Yes. So there is the modules, and I've seen that it just has pages and pages and pages, but I couldn't tell you what each, because it's German and I don't read German.
Is that sound on your end, or am I the reason for that?
I don't hear.
I didn't hear a sound.
Nope. Can you hear us, Johnny?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I'm wondering if I'm the only viewer that has you coming in really scratchy.
Oh,
I don't know. Let us know in the comments. I mean, sometimes that's my sexy voice, the scratchy voice.
oh my gosh.
I like to just push a button and
They
do
don't want to hear your sexy voice.
that. But yeah, so Johnny, where with Maverick kind of wrapping our heads back around this again, made in Mexico. Obviously the Mach-E's made in Mexico as well. How do they divvy, in your opinion, how are they divvying, like prioritizing one vehicle over another? Because like you said earlier, obviously Mach-E is a high, I won't say it's a profit, because that I don't think any EVs are really profitable yet, but it is a higher dollar vehicle. Bronco, it's not profitable yet. It'll be a couple years and it will be a high profit for them. And then Maverick is not. But how do you think, if you were in charge of Ford saying, okay, here's how we're going to make all parties happy. How do you split this up? How do you make everybody happy?
That's a really good question, because Mach-E's have an incredible amount of chips on them.
Yes.
Especially when you're looking at the, Blue Cruise self-driving. So tons of chips for making an electric vehicle. It's absolutely wild. But at the same time, I can't believe it's a profitable model, because what was it? Rivian announced that they lose $20,000 every time they sell a model. I know Ford, when they're selling the electric Focus, has revealed, I believe they're losing $8,000 per model. So electric vehicles are not profit machines the way the F-150 is. And they cut F-150 production in half, even though that's the bread and butter in February. So it's weird how they are setting it up. I think they're actually trying to split things up fairly, and I don't know how much profit really goes into that. You guys can hear me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool. So yeah, so the F-150, huge profits. I don't have this as an actual source, but I'd like to think that ICE models like the F-150, I'd like to make a very solid, educated guess that they're making about close to 10% on them. And especially this is based on what Jim Farley recently said with the whole division at Ford. He's saying he wants to get overall, he's splitting electric and the electric and the ICE model. So ICE is going to be Blue Ford. And then the electric vehicle division is going to be called Model E. And the goal is to get Model E up to 10% one day. And it kind of made it sound like the gas was already at like something like 8%. So they want to separate those two so that the average on the overall Ford isn't brought down, because from how I read it, the only logical explanation is when they report earnings, they want to report earnings to say ICE making, 8 to 10%. And here is overall an electric vehicles, probably like the Escape plug-in, actually do help make a small profit. But I wouldn't be surprised if they're pretty close to break even on the Mach-E, because when the Mach-E was first introduced to dealers, basically it was presented in a manner that was explained. Don't worry, and engineer-like people are going to be buying this. They'll know the product better than your sales staff. They're just basically going to be working a cashier. They're just taking in the order. The people will know exactly what they want. It won't take any time at all. And this is why you're not getting any money. By the way, we're not making any
Right.
money, so you
Right.
don't get to make money. And since
Right.
then, that profitability for dealerships has been scaled back by about 65%. So now selling a Mach E is like selling a Fiesta in 2013. So it's a joke. And at the end of the day, people do have questions for this. So maybe Tesla has a group of buyers that know everything and always have the right answer to everything. And even if you present a logical, proven scientific fact to them, if it's anything negative towards Tesla, they'll completely burn down your house. So I love Teslas. Teslas are the best. And Tesla, they're all my favorite models. But I love my house. Please don't burn it down.
Oh man, somebody, Joe McCormick, or
Yeah.
is that right? McCormick
Yep.
said, "I like when Johnny swears. He should change the name of his shows to Johnny does don't care and swear more." That should be your like my WTF series. You should have a Johnny
yeah, you
don't
should have
care.
a Johnny don't care.
Definitely. Well, you know, some of the split too with between them wanting to do basically the EV version and Ford is union. And unions are mad with EV, with Ford's dedication to saying, "Oh, we're going to EV." Guess what? There's less people needed to manufacture EV vehicles than there are normal gas-powered vehicles. There's less components. It's
And where are they
easier.
made? Yeah, where are they made? They're made in Mexico. They're easier to assemble. They're assembled really well. The Mach-E has been reviewed by everyone as being really, really well put together, just like Teslas that are assembled perfectly. But that's made in Mexico, and love my house. And here in Canada, I'm not gonna. I speculate. I have a good guesstimation that we're gonna get a model. You know, I see the Edge coming to an end. And if the Edge isn't made in Ontario, I think an electric vehicle will be made in Ontario. Whether it's going to be a Lincoln, because they're already making the Nautilus and the Edge, but I'd suspect actually a Ford and Lincoln model that's to both companies that are going to be made in Canada. And I know a lot of people get worked up about this in the States, but you know, you can't be in today's global market. You got to pick your friends. And right now, since the 1980s, corporate CEOs have been paid millions of dollars per year. Their pay has gone up 42 times. They're getting paid 42 times more than they were in 1979 compared to today. Why are they getting paid a lot? Because they make such amazing decisions for us, the people, they get paid by sending labor to China, because then they can report a higher profit.
Yep.
And they're like, well, I get a cut on that profit. If I made the company an extra X number
There's my
of,
bonus.
200 million over the next 10 years, well, I deserve 20 million this year right now. And, it's a big competition over what CEO can make the most amount of money. So you got to pick your partners. And the United States can either, in my opinion here, you can either, continue to have happy CEOs shipping jobs over to China. And then anytime China is ever so slightly upset with Western culture, the idea of being able to vote and have freedoms and make fun of each other without losing your job or going to jail, and bringing out scientific facts without being jailed, because we're pro bringing up things that are true. If you can prove it, everyone's happy. So you got to pick your partners. And right now, China is being used. Mexico can be used for inexpensive labor, and while Canada has its benefits as well, but you got to pick your peeps. You got to pick your crew. And I think it makes a lot of sense if Ford's picking Canada and then Mexico. We have the North American Free Trade Agreement to make things inexpensively amongst ourselves. And hey, it makes truckers happy, because these products, to make an automobile, you can actually have the overall automobile be crossing between our two borders 6 times. So
yeah.
Good. It's jobs for everybody.
Well, and you take like Mach-E, one of the reasons I think it was built in Mexico is the labor. Like, it is cheaper. They're trying to they're trying to break even on that any way they can, and that's how you do that. And
Absolutely.
once they kind of learn, they let that problem solve itself down there, and then bring what they've learned to the States and Canada to continue making fine automobiles that are not Teslas, by the way.
It's about being competitive, because otherwise one day electric Chinese vehicles are going to come into our market, and if we're not competitive, and if we don't have a properly priced vehicle that, some parts are made in the States, some parts are made in Canada, and it's assembled in Mexico. Well, if we don't have a competitive vehicle, it's the United, I don't want to see your or our automobile industry undergo what happened historically in Canada. Canada lost its automobile industry because we didn't find ways to be, competitive and creative enough.
Right. Well, it's that silly healthcare you guys got. That's what it is.
Yeah, no, it is silly. You got to let the strongest survive.
That's right, man. And maybe the automotive world needs to take a piece of that and let the strongest automobile survive. And
hey, when we were kids, we'd ride in the back of the truck, and if you weren't strong enough to hold out, you popped off. It popped out of the vehicle, and that's just how we had stronger kids. The weak ones popped out of the truck, and it just wasn't meant to be.
That's right. You can always make more, Johnny. You can always make more.
The renewable resource.
Until you can't.
Well, yeah, until you can't. So Johnny, as we kind of wind this thing down with, you and Dwayne were having some good conversations on this, and it kind of sucked that you had to go early because you guys were really getting into it. And I want to say, Dwayne, I appreciate you warming Johnny up for me yesterday. You got him going, and I appreciate that.
He said you're welcome earlier.
I know. I'm showing Dwayne some love. So Johnny, Broncos, are they just going to dump, basically, in your opinion? Are they just going to let's push out Ice Mountain and we'll worry about the after effects, basically?
I think so. Yeah, I think they're going to push out Ice Mountain as soon as that ice is actually off the Broncos. They'll start moving once the weather's nice, because I'm thinking it's either a mix, one or the other, or a mix of both. It's either union rules having it that people will not work in -15, -20, and probably a combination of wanting to care for the paint, because you can't send guys out with hair dryers. First of all, we're guys. We don't know what to do with hair dryers, and I don't know.
Clearly you do. Clearly you've got the wave going there, bro.
That's just because I need to wash my hair. I didn't get to my shower tonight.
Oh,
you ruined his shower time.
Oh, I'm sorry, Johnny. But yeah, so there are some valid concerns of hey, these things can't sit out there in the weather too long. But guess what they do? Like you were saying earlier, you buy it, it comes home. I don't see any oh, we've got to get them out just because of that. I think they need to get them out because they need to be profitable. And the only way they're profitable is when the dealers pay them for that vehicle.
They pay for those parts, right?
Yeah.
They pay for those parts, and I don't know if they're paying interest on them, but if they're just sitting there, they're definitely not getting paid. And if they're sitting on dealer lots, that was very profitable for Ford, because when a vehicle shows up at a dealer, the dealer starts paying interest on that vehicle immediately. So big inventory is very profitable for Ford. And with Ford saying that they're going to go to a new model, Ford saying that the new model is, you've got the division of EV, it looks like it'll be more or less direct to sale. I highly suspect the dealership will still do a lot of work. They just won't get to decide the price because the price will be predetermined. I do expect that to come to ICE within 5, max 10 years, so that your dealership is going to be all about service. They're not there to sell you a vehicle. They're there to service you for a vehicle. And that,
or it's a pickup point.
Yeah, the delivery is going to be considered a high-end service, and the dealership will get a small service fee, the way they're already getting a service fee on the Mach-E. And I think that's why no dealer is going to complain. Dealers will have the choice to opt in and be part of, to also have an EV, to continue being an EV dealer, if you pay for all your expensive stuff, a $7,000 lift for the battery, this and that. You have to pay to train your guys. But simply
Ford did come out this week and said they have a new university, or whatever they're going to call it, where they're bringing salespeople, mechanics in to show them how to handle EV, basically, because they're getting enough out there. I didn't mean to cut you off, but they are getting enough out there where they have to train their people now.
Yeah, absolutely.
So our other Canadian friend, the Pavement Ends Now, says, I'm wearing plaid as we chat.
Well, that's a very Canadian thing to do, I guess. Let's see. I had one more something I saw.
If I cut out, by the way, my phone's now at 3%.
Oh. Well, Johnny, we'll let Johnny go. And Johnny, dude, I greatly
thank
appreciate
you for joining us. It's good to see you. Good to talk to you.
My pleasure. Really nice to talk to you, Kelly. It's Cool. And I like it when you're on the show because often I listen to Dave, and Dave's sort of more the grumpy bear. And then often, and I agree with a lot of stuff you say, Dave,
I am Grumpy
because
Bear.
I love my house. But no, I know you wouldn't do that, Dave. But no, often, Kelly, when you talk, I'm like, yeah, I can totally relate. Like, I really feel like when you're talking about people on forums or customer service, I'm like, yeah, you've got the best one in the industry out of any show I watch. You really know and understand how people react and how people function. A lot of people are very emotional, and no matter how much logic, you might just be saying, they're the pure facts. But when someone's upset, they're upset.
Yep.
So it's special.
Thank
Well,
you for
Johnny,
that.
we got the
Appreciate
EV
you.
live shows coming up, Betty. I'd like to have you on one of my next EV live chats
Cool.
so we can just strictly talk about that. I know
Love
Johnny's
to.
we're going to see him disappear just like that in just a second.
Yeah, because his phone's gonna die.
And then
2%.
he can't finish his
2%.
he can't finish his video that he was working on because we've ruined his battery. But guys, go. I know you know who Johnny is. Go over there if you haven't yet. Smash the subscribe button and ring the bell for Johnny as well. So we can all grow. I think we're a good community that likes to help each other. So thank you for coming on tonight, Johnny.
Thank you, Dave. And I appreciate that because as my channel turns to night bright while I'm on vacation, I'm worried that 2 weeks of not making, news related videos and just, being all about, driving around in the Bronco and beaching by day, that people are going to be like, this channel sucks and I won't have any viewers when I come back. I will. This might be my last beer, please.
Here's what I recommend: get some videos in there because we took a hiatus in September and
God.
it like killed all the algorithms and everything. So get a couple videos that you can drop in there and just have them scheduled, and that way, if they do get tired of Bronco, they at least have Johnny's car care reviews for the rest.
And shorts are not just short form videos, Johnny. You could go the light bright route and crop those shorts a little bit, buddy. And,
oh my gosh.
There you go. All right, so guys, go see Johnny, and Johnny, we'll talk soon.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good one. Bye-bye.
There you go, man. That's always Johnny's always a fun chat. He always forgets to turn off his phone so we can see in the background. Guys, seriously, I love having Johnny on there, man. It's always Johnny night.
We kept a lot of people for much longer. I think they liked Johnny too.
Well, they love Johnny, man. It's clearly by his audience size that Johnny and Daisy Dukes. That's right, in Peugeot. Guys, smash that like button for me, please. If you're new, just popped in here. It just helps people find these chats, and I feel like these are important chats sometimes because it's not just about bragging about what off-road things we get to do or just sending it or whatever you want to brag about. This is about helping the community figure out what's going on, trying to help the best we can. Obviously, I have connections to the auto industry. Some things I get to talk about, some I don't. But I truly, I think our passion is just helping people. And that's what this, the live stream especially is about, man. So thank you guys for all the support here. So Kelly, they've been going crazy in the chats a little bit.
They've been,
I know you favored a few of them.
You know how they do.
What do you got going on there?
Well, of course, Overlanding for Fun put it in there. 137 in the live stream and only 102 thumbs up. Please give us those likes. We're at 105 now. It doesn't take you anything. We just ask for the like because it helps the algorithm find us. And like Dave said, if you have not subscribed, please do so. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. It literally just
brightens my day. She knows.
Oh my gosh, you guys, like you don't even know. You don't even know. Bye, Airplane Mike. Have a good evening.
Yes,
Thanks
sir.
for joining.
Thank you, sir. We had a weird. I know every once in a while Facebook or YouTube likes to clean house of troll accounts or not troll accounts really. It's
so now you're just saying you just have troll subscribers.
No, that if that were the case, then Peugeot and Mobile would be in a lot of trouble. I kid because I love, guys. I kid because I love. But no, so fake accounts basically. We've had a run in of spam accounts, stuff like that. They cleaned house of probably 20-30 subs of mine, and Kelly, I was like going, what did I do to piss these people off?
He took it so personally, like it's not even funny. Not even funny.
No, in Peugeot, they're laughing.
They know. They know.
I do. So I did a goofy 12-hour stream. I want to have a night where we have Bronco Talk Live, but I also have some plans of just bringing back the just normal live shows And I want to bring some of you guys into the chats, and I will throw a link out there coming up soon. So if you see one of my live shows and I put the link in, feel welcome to jump in and chat. We can have up to 9 people in chat, so that's going to be fun. I also do a special members only live stream before these live streams. It's just to connect with the audience where you guys want to talk about. You can kind of steer the pirate ship a little bit down the road of like, hey, here's where, what's kind of a hot button for us. Like Kelly said, subscribing just helps. Like it really, like that brightens my day. No end. Like just
You guys don't even know.
Because
He gets happier to see subscribers than he does to see me.
No. I mean, it's like 49.51.
Wow.
No, I'm
Wow. And you all think I abuse him.
But anyways, did anybody in the chat notice the new background?
They did. They actually said it early, and they
We
said
put the
nice
camera
new
back
background. We
because
did.
you said people were upset that I had the camera over here.
I didn't say they were upset.
You
I said
you
they
said
were not
one particular
fans.
person. I think it was Revy. You said she was fucking mad. No,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
playing.
it. That's
I'm
the
playing.
exact words that
I'm
came
playing.
out of my mouth.
We all know it was Impijo. But so we have plans. Probably the color of the background could change soon. The wallpaper could change. I don't know.
They said they love. Valley Dude says he loves us, even if we like to add pineapple on our pizza, which we do.
Well, yeah, Kelly got me.
He
on
would
that.
have never tried that before me.
What else we got going on, Kelly?
Ethan says,
thank
great
you,
stream. All thanks for the discussion. Always appreciate the alternative ideas to the corporate buzzwords.
Well, there's
Well,
a lot.
thank you for
There's
that.
a lot of those. Eric says he wants a tumbler that Kelly has, and I can actually, if I can
Find the chat, find it.
So we have I feel like this is the selling part of the show.
Okay, yeah.
So there is the store. So if you want to buy anything, we do have some drinks, the tumbler and glasses, beer glasses, and all that up there. We will be at Celebration
She
East.
Williker says product placement.
Right? Well, yeah. So we will be at Celebration East, and I want to tap onto this conversation slightly before we wind this thing down.
Well, before you do, hold on. We have a couple of things.
I'm sorry.
I think White Sasquatch Black Diamond may have already left, and this may have been handled in the chat, but my Bronco was built on 3.3 modules are live, but still hasn't shipped.
It's a chip issue.
Ours did that too. It sat on the lot waiting for convoy. So it could be that, or it could be that you're waiting on chips.
Yeah. I hate to be like, it's probably a chip, but right now more than ever, I would say probably it's just a chip issue because they have over 3,000 sitting there waiting to be shipped. I'm sure there's some truck drivers going, hey,
I want to say Airplane Mike said his is on Ice Mountain.
Yeah, I've got a family too. Well, it's starting to melt.
Yeah,
Ice Mountain is starting to melt, and I ultimately to wind that down. What we were talking about with Johnny, if we had one sitting there waiting,
yeah,
would we go? Shit, it doesn't have the heated seats or whatever we ordered. Are we willing to accept that, or because a lot of these people now, we got ours in November.
Yeah,
they're another 4 months or whatever now since then. That's a long time. That's over 500 days. Some people have been waiting.
Yeah.
Now I hate to say 500 days because that's from reservation.
Right.
A lot of people like to stretch that a little bit, but people have been waiting a long time, and it's pretty unprecedented. I know with high vehicles like the C8 Corvette, there was some wait time, but that's because those aren't a mass-produced vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Bronco was supposed to be mass-produced.
Yeah, we'd probably take it.
Of course we would. Spring's coming up, man. Still doesn't mean I'm happy about that.
That's true. That's true. Andrea said, I heard the auto stop function would be removed. Also heard that's possible to have Broncos without functional infotainment screen, which is what we were talking about, which is what Johnny talked about too, of, the touch screen kind of being away.
Matt Porter.
Oh,
sorry. I have a shirt. I didn't realize you clicked that. I have a shirt reserved for Supercell. I called it no takes backs. Oh no, sorry. Which one did you have up?
Red Setter Farm says soft top owners check the latch behind your head. If you put the top back in the first position, not all the way back, mine just needed to be adjusted to latch correctly. I have heard that, and thankfully ours is not. But yeah,
we did put my mother-in-law in it, and we were in Florida over a month or so ago now.
Yeah,
and it was 65 in Florida and cold, really. And 65 in Florida is cold. Like,
yeah,
here we're like cool. But I don't know what it is. It's just a weird temperature, the way the
Yeah.
humidity or whatever it is. And I threw it back as soon as we got off the highway, and I was all excited, and we were both kind of shivering, and the heated seats and everything was on. But so I popped it back in the connection position and didn't pay attention to it. And then we happened to notice that it didn't click all the way it was supposed to the frame. And my mother-in-law goes, "Hey, are you supposed to see daylight out
Yeah,
of the
she's like,
top?"
oh, so you can see daylight out? And we were like, no,
Right.
not supposed to see daylight out. That's what snow is made of.
Yes.
Um,
I like pavement ends. Ford can have my auto start back. Yeah, I would give it back in a heartbeat.
right. I don't mind it sometimes, but
Well, gas prices.
yeah, right now. Ron Jeremy Hyatt says, anyone know the daily production numbers on the Bronco?
That is a good question. I haven't heard. They were posting those for a while, and I haven't heard those. I want to say it was up to 450, almost 500, maybe.
And Kevin has, thank you so much. We were having such a conversation with Johnny that we didn't get to thank you so much for the beer
Yes.
money, including deposit. Tennessee, we don't have deposit actually,
No.
but we'll take it. We appreciate you.
She used to collect bottles and all that for her
I did, and
dad.
I'd take him. Yeah,
back
he
to
just stopped by
Michigan.
and take them.
Yep.
And Eric, thank you so much for the $10 too, just for some Jameson and some vodka for Kelly. Hope that I get to wheel with you guys at some point.
Well, Kelly's a little bit expensive. Well, Jameson's expensive too, but
I'm not as expensive as you are. My Tito's is nowhere near as expensive as your single barrel is.
what was this little thing?
That was like $25 for that little bottle.
That's not bad. So good though. Hey, Honest, if you're
compared
still
to my
here,
Tito's.
Honest, you have to know. Look, you're on the shelf, sir. Honest sent me this Blanton's. And as you can see, I've only enjoyed a little bit because it's seemed like it was pretty expensive.
Super special.
And it was, oh, look at that. It was made on 3/1/21, or it was
Bottled probably.
yeah. And so it's over a year old now.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
I only enjoy this in small portions because I think it was kind of expensive. But there you go. Kelly, if somebody wants to send us some mail.
Oh God, here we go.
Somebody
said we sound like an 80s infomercial.
Really?
Yeah.
Where's
they said
that?
it a little bit ago.
Oh,
It's
sorry.
up a bit.
If they might be new to the
It's somebody that's with us. It's been
okay.
with us a
Okay.
while. Giving us a hard time.
Eric says, I have been waiting since day one. I got my Rubicon in October of 21 to hold me over, and now I'm just waiting for my Wild Track. Eric, I think we were talking earlier today, and you were trying to hold on to that Bronco and Jeep. And I was talking to him privately about it, like, yeah, we're trying to hold on to ours too as long as we can, but who knows how long that'll. The YouTube world has they've cut ad rates in half. So it's been a I hope I can hold on to these. What else you got there, Kelly?
I just put it up there.
Oh wait, okay. Will says, are most of the Broncos at Ice Mountain model 21s or 22s? I want to say they're mostly 22s now. I do think there's still some 21s out there. And man, I did a video 6 months ago saying, how would you like to it be 2000? I didn't even think I said March of 22 trying to get your 21 Bronco. That would piss me off royally. And I mean, I would take it because of the wait time to get another one, but it is kind of a weird situation, right?
Yeah.
What we got, Kelly?
Jason Boyd says, I do want to go to Celebration East, but it would piss me off more. I would hate for Ford to be there. I might get in trouble.
Yeah, but remember, the Ford that would be there is not people that can make they're not making your decisions on anything. They're marketing people who, you know, everybody's like, Mike Levine, thank you. Somebody thanked him today in something. It was goofy to me. That dude has no pull on anything you do with your Bronco. He is a marketing guy. That's all he does. He used to be an auto journalist, believe it or not. And his only thing is to pimp out whatever his bosses say. Hey, this week we're talking about this. That's it. People link him to Twitter all the freaking time. And yes, at some point he can go, hey, send it up river a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's it. He doesn't. Mike Levine is not there for you to go, I'll get you your Bronco.
Yeah.
So Kelly, Super Celebration East. Oh shit, your glass is nearly empty. It is empty, right?
Maybe.
Damn it.
And you took all the ice, didn't you?
Girl, I got you.
Thanks.
I knew Johnny would be on here. It'd be a long show. But Bronco Super Celebration East, Kelly, is coming up quick.
It is.
And next week, I'm on the road next week.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody was here earlier. I am driving to Iowa. Why people would drive to Iowa, I don't. Well,
Several people told us that. Why didn't you just have it done more
Yes.
locally?
And I even questioned myself on this, but
We tried to fly him in, but he said no.
so I'm heading to Lifestyle Off-Road HQ, and we're gonna wrap the Bronco. And I've shown teasers of it, but we'll debut it at Bronco Supercell. We are.
That means you can't put it on
I know.
YouTube.
I know.
I know how you do.
It's gonna be tough.
You say
I will make the video premiere the day of.
okay. That's fine.
But
that means no Facebook, no Instagram, no nothing.
Mom, you're killing the fun.
You like how I do that?
I know, but so if you're coming to Bronco Supercell, you'll see the new wrap on it, and it should be. I mean, they've seen hints of it. Over the past couple months, we've just been waiting for the right time to get it to Lifestyle Off Road. But
I'm done with you.
It's a 3. I'll be up there basically 3 days, and so if anybody's in the Des Moines, Iowa area, let me know.
Ames, I think technically.
Well, whatever.
I know Jason. He thinks he. I know how he does.
We'll see it as soon as he gets back.
I know.
No, Mama Bear said I couldn't show it.
I know how this operates. He takes all the marketing out of marketing.
Yep. And Peugeot says Granger is the reason to drive to Iowa. I would agree. I would actually like to go. I've talked enough about Granger. I'd actually like to go see their place. But sadly, Kelly won't be with me on this trip. This is Han Solo, as it were.
It is.
But if you happen to see a red Bronco with the ATN logo on the side, wave at me. Maybe I'll have a couple stickers if I can find them in hand them out to somebody. Kelly, Bloody Mary breakfast. Yeah.
See, I can't drink Bloody Marys. I don't like tomato juice. I like tomato soup, but I don't like tomato juice.
Just think of it as soup. Use a spoon.
No.
Anyway, so Bronco Supercell East, Kelly, is April 20th through 23rd. We will be over there the 19th to load in. We will have some T-shirts. They've been ordered. Hopefully they show up by next week. I think so.
They're supposed to be here next week.
There are the same logo, and I've put these on social media, but they're this logo on the back, and we've got the normal ATN logo on the front, and we'll have shirts there. We'll probably have some lanyards to sell if you want to buy a lanyard. I'm hoping to have a couple little things, but we do have a booth there.
Someone had mentioned that they are going total fanboy on our our tent, so we better have some merch for them.
Well, I'll start an OnlyFans there. How about that?
I'll sell my feet.
Yeah, I'll show my feet on.
Sell my feet pics.
Next to the Bronco, of course.
Yes.
I mean, because that would be weird.
Jason, we will have 2XL. I think is the biggest I'm gonna have.
Big size or?
I think 2X because he asked if we have big sizes.
Yeah.
So I think 2X is the largest.
Yeah, I don't remember on that. But here's the thing: is if you are at
you have my phone.
If you are at Supercell, the goal is we plan on whatever we run out of those shirts. I will open it up on Teespring. The link that you saw. I don't know if I can repost it here or not quickly. So after Supercell, it will be available at this link. So if you are not able to make Supercell, and you want a shirt, if you don't want a shirt, nope. Like we only do these things because people keep asking us for this stuff. But maybe I need to do a Jackie Daytona, and then we do a one of your shirts. Like, see who buys more.
Wow. That's what I have to say about that.
But I am looking for a graphic artist, by the way, too, that can help us with some fun gear. Lifestyle Off-Road is just honestly they're too busy. Let's see. Jeffrey says, "Have you ever considered pocket tees?"
I need to know more about pocket. Oh, you mean
actually?
Never mind. Sorry,
pocket?
Vodka getting in my drink.
Or what's a pocket tee?
I'm assuming a tee with a pocket.
Okay,
a shirt with a pocket. Yeah, I mean that's something we can definitely put on Teespring too.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, absolutely.
Jason Boy says he went to Gatlinburg a few weeks ago. Probably want to make it 2XL works. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, So we did Supercell last year, and we had a blast. Do have some reservations. There is a I don't think this. I think the event is free, right? If you want to have your vehicle
so
in the
because it says
field,
per Bronco.
but you do get some cool things. It was raining last year, so it was kind of a bummer that we didn't get.
Yeah, it was kind of weird when we got there. So,
but we will be there. They do have rides. I know they're going to Windrock Park one day, which should be kind of fun. We unfortunately don't get to participate in all that because our Bronco will be stuck in a display. But there will be 2 Broncos in our display. Lifestyle Off-Road is bringing theirs. They're hoping to have some new product on theirs. I've reached out to a few companies trying to help showcase some of their products. So hopefully you'll see some cool things there. There are 2 in particular that I'm pretty excited to do some sort of business with.
oh, dang it.
Our Bronco will be, there if you want to look at it, whatever you want to do. It's, if you haven't gotten yours yet, I'll let you sit in it. You can pretend. I'll let you do the drive noise.
Oh my gosh, you're a hot mess.
But there is that, and
Matt, I do actually have some 3Xs. I will have a few.
Okay, so you're looking.
I'll have a handful of them. So I did. So we did small, medium, large, XL, 2XL, and I did go up to 3XL. So
I want to pull this link.
Thanks for joining, Dirk. Have a good night.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you a lot.
Kevin, thank you for joining, and thank you for that super chat. Your dog ate your homework.
What?
I know how they do that.
Kevin, didn't you get a new puppy, Kevin? Kevin Monet is with Nissan, and he is a excellent dude. I appreciate. I'm trying to pull up. I want to pull up.
Omnipotent Alon says, if my Bronco arrives with over 1,000 miles, is it considered a used car? Asking for a friend. I'm the friend.
I would think so. All right, so I'm gonna pop up this video here just so you guys get a taste of what this is like. I can't do it in that. Hold on. There it is. Sorry, there's some backdoor things. I can't. YouTube. Shall I entertain our guests?
I'm working on it. Jason says he needs a ride. He wants a ride in the Bronco. It'll be in the thingy. And honestly, after the event's over on.
So yeah, tell them what we're doing right.
So we were talking about it earlier. We may just. I don't know that we'll even have time to do laundry. To be honest with you, like we're probably not going to have time. Need to make that bigger, by the way.
I will.
So we will be at Celebration East until Saturday. And then when we load out Saturday, we actually head back to Middle Tennessee if we have time to do laundry, pack our bags again, and then head to the airport in Nashville. Then that Sunday morning, our flight leaves at 6 a.m. And so then we will be in Dallas, and we will be driving some cool new vehicles.
Yes, hopefully the new Nissan 400Z or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
fingers crossed. But this is the last day of the Supercell. It was muddy. It was raining the whole time. The whole week it rained. Hopefully it doesn't do that this week. So I don't think the attendance was where it was, because I know our friends over at Bronco Battalion. She said it was crazy when she was over there, how busy they were. But this is to give you kind of just a teaser of what's coming up. Ford has not said exactly what they're doing just yet. I have a feeling you will see Raptor there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 99% sure you will see Raptor there. Would be really cool if they gave rides in Raptor like they were doing here. But if I haven't seen any pre-registrations for anything, so I can't imagine they're going to do that. But it was a fun time. This was our first time actually physically getting to see the Broncos, which was a lot of fun. As you can see, there's my grumpy daughter who was she had a fun time, but
she did. She was waiting for the hotel that had the pool.
Yes. And
Bronco 78, thank you. Welcome to membership.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I say with what little I have left, cheers to you.
Cheers.
But they have these cool displays. Now remember, this is in the middle of COVID too, and they were letting people get in these things. Like but if you haven't seen the Bronco yet, they should have some stuff there. You're going to get to see some classic Broncos too, which is really, really cool. they have all kinds of vendors. So if you're looking for all kinds of fun stuff, for, aftermarket.
Yeah, Matt says he left early because of the rain.
Yeah, I know. I know Lifestyle Off-Road should have some bumpers. If you want to buy one of their bumpers, literally you can go home with it.
Yeah,
which is unheard of for this kind of for to have that kind of product there. Hey, it was the first time we got to mess with the actual soft top.
Yeah.
And at this point, we were not into soft top. We were just both kind of like, well, it's
we were hard top folks.
But how the tables have turned.
True story.
We're now soft top people.
I know.
But yeah, we were kind of getting to experience this a little bit. Let's see if I can fast forward. They had the, I don't think they had the code in their coupon code, but they had all kinds of fun displays, and they'd done this in October of 20.
Bronco 78 says be there with my 78.
Nice, man. I definitely Bronco 78 hit me up because I'd like to do a walk around of your Bronco. Yes, 6'3.5.257 Mitchell will be there.
Brent says, is it worth going to Supercell if it can't be there till Saturday?
It depends on how far you're coming from.
And it depends on what you're looking for. Like, we had a good time.
So Townsend is next to Pigeon Forge. So if Pigeon Forge is next to Gatlinburg, so if you're wanting to get married for some reason, Gatlinburg is there to help you get married. So we got married. But Townsend has got all the go-karts and the fun family stuff. It's a pretty good, or not Townsend, but
no, Gatlinburg,
Pigeon Forge.
Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, all the fun stuff.
So there's a lot to do with the family. So if you want to say, hey, let's do a couple days, get away, and one day we'll spend riding go-karts and all the putt golf stuff. There's that. And only because I love you, honest, that I allow those things through. But I really think this was the year. So last year was the year of showing Bronco to the public. I think this year coming up, we
is the year of Bronco showing up.
Yeah. I think there's going to be like the 6th gen. I think there's going to be a ton of 6th gens there. I think aftermarket, we've seen it at SEMA, a hint of it. Not that I think it's going to be bigger than SEMA. Obviously, SEMA's huge. But I think you're going to start seeing the more smaller vendors got their hands on it that are making cool, fun things for it. So you're going to get to see that. And honestly, like, they've been kind of hush-hush with what they're doing. Like, we reach out to the event organizers every so often just to see what's going on. And, it's pretty hush-hush.
Yeah, Matt, we actually have the soft top assist. It's actually sitting downstairs. Dave has done the intro and the outro of it already, but we just haven't had a chance to install it just yet.
Remember that snowpocalypse I talked about earlier in the show? That whole massive 3 inches?
Bye, Honest. Have a good night. Thanks for joining, sir.
Thank you, sir. But no, we and honestly, like, I don't know, we're going to do a video on it, but it's not like it's groundbreaking. It just does really cool things. It pushes it up, and it,
but it is super cool. We're excited about it.
But Kelly's going to do the install of it, and I think it'll be kind of fun. There's the Big Bend that I'm massively fond of, but there's a little taste of the classics that you get to see. I love the Broncos Sport, or the Bronco 2s there. That the next generation after this with the bigger square lights was probably one of my favorite of the time 2-door SUVs. My favorite.
Your favorite.
But look, I get to play with knobs. This is exciting. It's a video in a video. But let's see. I want to say there's.
Oh, and you cut out my nuggie holder.
I did cut out your nuggie holder.
Butthole.
Sorry, Kelly had patented the nuggie holder.
Okay.
Let's see. There's Leah. So what is that? Oh, and we get an ad in the middle of our watching. So there we got that.
Congratulations, Leah. It's your first car. Your Bronco.
Awesome. That is freaking awesome.
Been watching y'all for a long time. This Friday I finally got my black diamond Bronco, and I'm 19. It's my first car. Congratulations. That's awesome.
That's a big purchase. How intimidating was it to sign all the paperwork?
Right.
Because I think we signed more. Any car we've ever bought, we've signed more paperwork than buying our house.
Yes.
It's ridiculous what you got to sign.
Yeah. When we refinanced our house, it wasn't even anywhere near.
But that's badass at 19, getting a Bronco. Which did you get? Oh, Black Diamond. Did you just go Black Diamond, or did you upgrade to the Sasquatch package? Because you're just like 10% cooler if you went Sasquatch package.
Wow.
That's all I'm going to say.
Wow.
But no, seriously, congratulations. That's awesome. That takes hard work, a good job, and
Yep.
I don't know that I could do this at that age.
No.
All right, Kelly, what else we got going on?
I saw somebody. Oh,
And this time change, by the way, can F it.
yeah, pretty much. She said she's been really working really hard. She said her dad was there to intimidate or by. Yeah. Yep. I get it. I totally get it.
Oh yeah,
My
looking
dad
over
was
your
there
shoulder.
moral support when I bought my car
Sponsored
too.
by Google now.
You just took away the
I'm sorry, I didn't know. Sorry, we're like I'm fighting over a producer here.
Revy says, ATM, will you be doing videos while you're there? Do you have to stay at your booth? We don't. Well,
one of us will probably be at the booth.
one of us will have to stay at the booth, and guess who it'll probably be?
Me. No, we'll definitely get to do a walk around and stuff. We'll con Luke into watching our booth.
Yeah.
But really, like part of us getting the booth, because there was a cost to that. Trust me, it was fairly expensive. Was just hopefully to meet some people, like some I won't say fans because I think they're more friends than fans. I don't like.
Yeah.
These are our friends.
No, I agree. We
so-
actually, so we kind of talked about this last week. We had some friends that wanted us to meet for dinner in Chattanooga tonight, and we were like, we can't. We have a live stream. Like,
yeah, and Chattanooga's 90 miles away each way.
yeah, an hour and a half. So yeah,
Like we'll get there, order and
then have to come back because we have to go to
oh,
work.
sorry, we got to take that food with us.
Right.
It's good to see you. Let's see. Black Diamond is great. Revy, the Black Diamond is great that Leela got because that's what we initially ordered till Mama Bear over here decided she needed the easy sway disconnect.
Yep.
The stay bar or whatever they call it. This dumb
Sway bar disconnect. And guess
they call
what?
it a stay bar though.
Guess who has a chip in theirs?
Wow.
Because somebody.
Why don't you just shit on the people here?
Well, because Empa Joe said something about that non-needed sway bar disconnect or something. I only had to poke. I'm sorry, it's the vodka.
Yeah, but this was fun. We were riding in a Bronco that had some sound deadening. Oh no, it didn't have any sound deadening, did it?
No, it did not.
But you
because
could hear a
it.
little bit of wind noise up here.
Yes, because we talked about that.
Our driver there was freaking awesome.
Yes, he was great. He's super nice.
Super nice dude. Look at that. Look,
that's not the right one.
No, I can get rid of all the ads now.
Jason Boyd says, when are we having a cookout at your house?
I'm not telling you where I live. And then you'll be looking at my Bronco, and I won't be missing chips. I'll be missing a Bronco.
That's true.
But this unfortunately, we didn't get to do the fun part of it because we do a lot of off-roading in this kind of area. So this was very.
And let me tell you, I don't drive like that on trails like that.
No.
I am not flying through there because mud equals unstable.
Yeah.
Equals hitting trucks.
But we didn't get to do the little rock hill part, but we still had a blast doing it. And once again, this is what made Kelly go, you know what? I need that button right there.
No, it wasn't right there. It was while you were out of the vehicle.
Well, because I got out because I wanted to see it actually in action.
Yeah, he got out and he went, doom, and I went,
there's the disconnect. So he hit it, shows how it works and all that.
And I said, what was that? Because we were on the rock.
What's cool was we're on a Badlands too.
Yeah.
But this is just the 33. It was a non-Sasquatch. So mosquitoes were like crazy. Were right there.
Oh, they were. They were so bad.
Yeah,
that's about as far as it goes.
But we got just a hair of that's kind of the off-roading. And I mean, obviously more extreme than that, but this is the terrain that we're used to. So Kelly got to ride up front here.
And the Mini was in the back.
Yeah. And
we didn't notice that there were no cup holders back there at that point.
That is I think Dwayne had documented it. Honestly, I think Dwayne that couple days before this had noticed that. But let's here. If you guys want to watch it,
Jason Boyd says, anytime y'all want to ride a few hours on a Friday, I'll feed you ribs at my store. You're so sweet.
Ribs. Now we're talking.
Now you speak my language.
Eric there was making ribs today. He was sending me pictures on Instagram of ribs.
Kevin, that is not Woolies. That's actually just some property that they leased for the event.
There is a link to that if you guys want to watch that. And so Kelly, let's see. Oh, Kevin.
Welcome to membership, sir.
I'm going to have to cheers you with Monster because
having trouble connecting. Check your internet connection. Although I think it went. It just didn't go to Facebook.
Yep. That's all right. Facebook's wacky with this. Also, we broadcast on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch now, which is a strange one. We got
Hold on.
She's over here giggling, so something's coming up.
Come on, load stream yard.
I've noticed some of them are actually popping over here.
Oh, where
So
is it?
Omnipotent says, what does he say there, Kelly?
He said that whack Bengal hat has to have the smell of a baboon's ass. All the love, Dave.
This is my Preds hat. It's hockey season, but I'm never too far from a Bengals hat.
Kevin Hess says, do you guys hear the whistling sounds from the front hood when at highway speeds? We hear it from the window or the mirrors.
The mirror caps, I think we do. And it's random though. It's not a
he said the one in the video.
Oh,
Your Bengal hat in the video.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it might stink.
Yo, that
yes, go Wings. Yes.
No. You should see Kevin's man cave.
My hair's bad today.
Kevin's got you would love his man cave. Your dad would freak out.
I think I saw it because you sent he sent pictures or something to you. Yeah, my dad would love it. Matt Porter, thank you. Welcome to membership, guys.
You guys are so awesome.
Appreciate
Hey,
you.
Membership, by the way, 2 months you get the lanyard, but we do a pre-chat before this. So it's just for members. So it's a half hour before this. You guys, whatever you want to talk about, discuss, we discuss it. You can come on stream with me and go from there. But thank you guys. Thank you. You guys always blow us away with the support. I only mention some of this stuff because I just feel like people want to know about it. Trust me, I'm the worst at selling myself, or I think I am. But we have goals to do this full time. So
you're an 80s infomercial right now.
Yep. You guys sure helping us. So thank you. Kelly, what else we got? We are 2 hours and 10 minutes into this. You would think Tim was on this show.
Kevin Hess, welcome to membership too. You guys are awesome.
Guys, and we've kept the membership. It's $5 a month.
Yes.
So we've tried to keep it super cheap. So thank you guys so much for that.
And for the new members, I will put a post in the membership area that has to provide your address and stuff for us to go ahead and send those.
Oh, and members get to see certain things. If you look at the community posts that you'll see, like pictures and stuff on YouTube, I post stuff just for members.
Overlanding for Fun says 3 hours to go.
No, sorry, Tim. Tim's like, send me the link.
Right.
Revy Knight.
Bye, Revy. Thanks for joining.
Thank you guys so much. Kelly, as we wind this thing down, we've got a lot of travel coming up. We hinted about it. Got a lot of car content coming up too.
Yeah.
So we're kind of working this new system. Like I want to do on Mondays. I want to do like obviously breaking news or stuff like that. But Wednesdays we're doing the build and prices. So if you guys like the build and price stuff that I do, those are on Wednesdays. I believe it's Tuesdays or Thursdays will be shorts. And guys, you need to give Kelly a bunch of shit because I'm trying to get her to do some of these build and prices. She has a different perspective on this than I would. And I want we've talked about it for a long time of a ladies stream. And where you can get, I know what was the
Rebecca.
Yeah, she wanted to be a part of it. There was a couple others I know that talked about wanting to be a part of it. That this is just not a boys' club.
I'm working on it.
What's Impijo shitting about?
Tim demands an audience.
Yeah, Tim does demand an audience. Kevin, I'll be out of town, I think.
Yeah, it depends on when you'll be in. Bye, Jason. Nice to join us. Thank you. Nice to join us.
Yes. So I think that's the show, Kelly.
Everybody's mad that we're leaving.
What? Where?
Yeah. They're like, don't leave. Kevin Hess.
They must be West Coasters.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm working on it. I don't do shorts though. I don't do.
Well, I don't. You've been in some shorts.
I've been in a few shorts, but I don't. I like too much. That's it. He knows. You know it.
You need to say that.
What?
You gotta read his comment.
Omnipotent Alon says, "Leave Kelly alone. She's a strong, independent Bronco owner. You're just Dave, the Bronco passenger."
Wow. I know where I stand in this. I start the show and then Kelly takes it over.
Hey, Chris, welcome to the show. You're actually joining right as we're getting ready to roll on out.
I know.
But
The scoop is you, sir. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, so we
If you this will launch right after we end it, and we had Johnny's Car Care on here, which I need to put in the description because Johnny is always a blast to talk to. And Johnny can roll with the punches and divvy
Oh,
'em.
Matt, fill us in on your lift kit install.
Oh, what
you're getting ready to do?
Where?
We gotta know deets. Give us some deets.
Ooh,
Because we got to get up early and do this lift kit install.
I need to.
We
I
need to
want to
know
do.
more.
I want to do about an inch on ours. So if we want to go 37s down the road, it's not a big deal.
I would like to know if the leveling kit actually fixes the rain issue.
Oh, the rain leaking down the. I'm sure it does.
The drip on the window. I would really
Um,
like to know because I'm really tired of the drip on the window.
But sorry, I was trying to.
Sorry.
But anyways, if you're just joining in, we had Johnny's Car Care. We talked about the chip issue.
Mhm.
We talked about Canadian issues.
Mm-hmm.
He gave us some logging tips, which I thought that was interesting. That Johnny broke down how to properly cut down a log. But let's see. We got a question here. Go ahead, Kelly.
Tien Pham says, "Hey, I got a question. My order of the Bronco has been confirmed 2 months ago. Do you know when I will get delivery?" So,
Ooh,
if it's
not
just
be the answer you want.
Yeah, if it's just confirmed, and it's only 2 months ago, it's one of two things.
Yep, you get it tomorrow.
You either get it in a week, or you get it in 8 months.
Yeah.
Like Empage says, about 2025. So it really. I would have said your odds of getting one were a little better. What, about a month ago? Quickly, but I think with the chip shortage, I think you're pushed.
Well, so 22 orders stopped last Monday.
Yeah.
3 7s when they stopped.
And it depends on your dealer allocations.
The order banks for 23s open up sometime this summer.
Yeah.
I'm
hearing rumbles of August,
July,
but
early
I
August.
was thinking July.
So somewhere in there, I wish there's. It used to be a simple answer, and then Ford's changed the game, and it's not a simple answer anymore.
Yeah.
As you can see, everybody has opinions of when you will see it. 20 never. Mobile says.
Reverie said, "I heard about Kelly doing a short. I wanted to see if she will."
Maybe we can get her doing a short of actually washing the Bronco, because Lord knows she's not going to do that.
Nope. I mean, Flo says, "Is the transmission different if I take off the tow package?"
No.
No.
Early on we all thought, okay, maybe they're adding with the tow package, you're getting an extra cooler. No, they're not doing any of that.
Matt says he's also doing the trailgate reinforcement, and a spare trim location had 37 ridge grapplers installed last week.
Ooh,
nice. I'm gonna need to see your vehicle.
Well, where did you find the ridge grapplers?
Right.
Everybody I know cannot seem to get their hands on anything from them.
He's doing a zone 3-inch.
Okay. I watched a video. So I reached out to I forget the Overland Outfitters company. Because I'm trying to bring some interviews back, and they installed that 3-inch zone kit. And the only thing I didn't like about it was you had to press your own ball joints in, your factory ball joints. You pop them out of the factory control arm, and you have to press your own in.
Ugh.
Yeah. And maybe that's how they have two versions where you can get ball joints or with or without. But I mean, they were a shop. Obviously, they could do it.
Yeah. I mean, it's easier for them.
Let's see. Mobile
says a drip in the window in her Bronco.
Look, guys, it's Jackie Daytona.
They know it's not.
And who ordered that Bronco?
Who allowed you to order that Bronco?
Wow. Who allowed? So we're gonna end the stream and we're gonna go over to Parental or Marriage Nation, my other channel, and we're gonna debate this. No, we got a couple more questions and we're gonna have to call it. And thank you for all the new memberships, guys. 4 new members in this. I appreciate every one of you have no idea how I appreciate that.
Yep, they're taking care of Tien's question because they, of course, they ask all the good questions of like, what'd you order, model year, blah blah blah.
Yep.
But
Bronco 78
says, so with ordering pause, does Ford think that they will be able to build existing orders before they switch to a 23 model year? That's hilarious.
Oh man, I in a real world you would go, okay, they think yes. In COVID pandemic, whatever you want to call this weird world we're in right now. I don't know, man. I used to have a good feel for this stuff, and anymore I just don't know.
Yeah.
It's and I have a pretty good pulse on the industry, and I don't know right now.
Matt Porter says I lucked out on Tires 4-Wheel Parts is doing the installs. Okay,
nice,
cool.
Nice.
Omnipotent Alon says Revvy's still here after saying goodnight. She must be watching from her dream. What's the link for that one, Revy?
Oh man. We didn't get Nurse AJ in tonight.
We didn't.
Cigar Texan wasn't in tonight.
I know it was mentioned. Where's Cigar
I saw
Texan
that
tonight?
He's probably like trying to get his daughter out of her Bronco Sport.
Or he's probably recovering
from the live stream.
Yeah.
Guys, I did a quick recap of the 12 hours I spent in our Bronco, and his reaction to me falling asleep while they were talking to me was freaking amazing. Made my night. And luckily, so I found out this
Cole wasn't here tonight either.
Who? Cole.
Cole.
Yeah, Cole wasn't either. So I found out the software we're using, StreamYard, only records 6 hours. So I was lucky to get that me falling asleep within that 6 hours, the first 6 hours.
So wait, so how did it get 12?
No, it'll stream 12, but it only records up to 6 hours.
Oh.
Yeah. Of course, you buy the more expensive version.
Right.
You get the more expensive things.
Revy says, Silly Boys, maybe the best channel and subscribers on YouTube. Always so much fun.
It's our subscribers.
Yeah.
It's you guys make the show. Like,
for sure.
If you remember some early shows that not even my live shows, but just some of my early ranty, and people really seem to miss the WTF series because we've gotten a lot of people going, "Hey man, when are you going to do a WTF on this?" And it's like, you can't just throw that out for everything. But I do promise more coverage. Like I said, we're going to Dallas for some auto coverage. We kick ourselves.
So that's going to be cars.
We kick ourselves for not going to the Chicago Auto Show. Like badly. We're in Florida where I just said it was supposed to be warm and it wasn't.
It wasn't terrible.
It wasn't Bronco weather though.
Well, it was better than when we went in December for my birthday.
Yeah, but you had the top off then.
Yeah, for 1 hour.
It's 1 hour I didn't have it off for. Well, we did roll into town. We rolled into
yeah, you already told that story.
Destin and
in Destin.
Yeah. I couldn't wait it was probably 11 at night. And it was fairly warm.
Yeah, because we couldn't find anywhere open. We were going to try to order pizza and do all this other stuff, and nobody was open.
Who knew that places closed?
I know. Chris says, "Do you see the new Raptor lights released for the regular Bronco? Talking about the front mini LEDs. Would you add it?
There is aftermarket for that, Chris. I've seen people are doing it before Raptor came out. It's cool. I wouldn't do it because I don't know. It's just not for me. I don't dog anybody for wanting to do it. Like anybody, like I used to old Dave back when I owned forums. I would see people do some crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm. And he would do some crazy stuff.
Mall crawler stuff that you're like, it's not practical at all. And I would hate on them. And becoming an auto journalist and getting into this, you're like, well, you probably can't really just shit on people. And I'm not crapping on you for the lights because I do like the way the lights look. I'm just lazy and don't want to wire the damn things. Honestly,
story.
Raptor, they're cool. I mean, everybody does them now, and they are practical. More lights on the front end, the better.
Yeah.
What you got, Kelly?
I don't know.
They're not letting us get off stream tonight.
I know they're not. Hell, Revy was supposed to leave a long time ago.
I know. I do have plans. I've fought this for a while. I haven't talked to Kelly about this, but of doing the ditch lights, I think they do look kind of cool.
Is that what Luke just did?
Mm-hmm.
He just did some ditch lights.
I actually like the lights he used too. I can't remember what they are, but Lifestyle Off-Road, he just dropped a video yesterday about the install of it. He showed how easy they are to wire too.
Ah, Matt.
Have you seen the new what?
Grumper.
Oh God.
It's been in like every group.
I like the
multiple times.
What was the petition that they've tried to so nobody would build it or something?
Oh, I don't know on the petition. I didn't hear about the petition.
Yeah, there's a petition. It's got quite a few signatures on it too.
Thanks, Revy. Thanks for filling that out. I appreciate it.
Thank you, ma'am. And guys, if you're new, just joining in, smash the like button for me. That's all I ask. like it just helps.
Well, if you want to do one more, subscribe.
Yes,
And it doesn't
ring
cost
the bell.
It doesn't cost anything to subscribe.
Jeez.
Ring the bell.
I love this. Just smash the like button.
Well,
Subscribe
no,
to.
like,
Ring the bell. You know,
well,
we're needy, Kelly's what we're getting at.
it's true. The reason
We're
I
needy
say that
friends.
about the subscribe is because people think that you have to pay something to subscribe. Some people do,
Yeah, I know.
which you don't. There's no subscription that costs.
Nope.
Richard Tokarski, welcome.
I love that it does fix the dragster look. Well, I have a front lift a level kit for the Jeep. I haven't installed yet. I need to get on that.
Yeah, you do.
The Jeep will be at Supercell, which will be kind of strange.
It will. It'll be our DD.
Yeah, it's our kind of our tow pig.
Not a designated driver, but daily driver. Yeah, so we're not fans of the grumper. We kind of talked about that last week's live.
Yeah, if that's your thing.
No, but I mean, he was asking what are your thoughts on it?
Well, so it's a big thing in the Jeep community. They like putting that extra weird grill on it, and it's okay.
Yeah,
I've seen some of that stuff on full size trucks, and I'm just like, man, that doesn't work on the Jeeps. It's okay. The grumper thing, it's not horrible, but the way I look at off road vehicles is probably not the way you look at them. I look at function over form.
Yes.
Because we knew we needed a winch bumper for the winch. Because some of the stuff we will do, we potentially need a winch.
Yeah, which actually goes into the next question.
So would you trade your 21 Bronco for an EV version when it drops next week somehow? No. Hybrid sounds cool, but no, the Bronco with us is here to stay for a while.
Yep.
I have the Silverado EV reservation on that. Depending on if we ever see that. I do have some Ford Raptor, Ranger Raptor news that I'm going to drop next week, I think. I have a time frame of when those are going to hit for the U.S. market.
You better get it out before somebody else does.
Well, they don't cover actual news.
Wow.
But so I've got some that I think for us, we're not a Ford family. We've been a Nissan family for a long time, only because they're part of our community and they've really helped our not our channel, but our friends have a job. But I like the new Ranger Raptor a lot. I mean, like I'm willing to go down. I want to see old 6'3" anyways.
Night, Revy.
But I want. She's finally going to sleep.
She says falling asleep.
Oh, night, ma'am. But I think for me, the Ranger Raptor sounds like a lot of fun. The Bronco Raptor, I have zero interest in. Where
I
are
think
you
it
at?
would be fun to daily drive, but you know how I feel on wheeling. I'm not a fan of wheeling trucks.
I wouldn't approach that as we would go do some light stuff with it. But no, our wheeler is the Bronco. But sadly, like Ford I guess it's not sad if you're a Ford fan. They just are bringing it right now. We've got a new Colorado. The GM twins are coming. There is a new ZR2 they're about to drop with that.
I'm going to tell you guys, I know this is Bronco show, but I am so excited about the Trail Boss.
She loves this Trail Boss.
So like the Trail Boss. That'll be my first building price.
The only one we have locally is the stupid Realtree version. Because I told Kelly, I was like, we could go trade the Gladiator for that.
I'm such a fan of the Trail Boss, and I don't know why.
I do like the trimmer package on the F-150s too, though. Yeah. I like a little bit of what they offer. Ram, I think Ram right now overall is the best looking overall truck. Terry, thank you so much.
Welcome to membership. Thank you. G. Williker says, I want to see a build and price comparison of the Ranger Raptor and the Colorado ZR2.
Well, my video that I'm working on is kind of the state of the midsize trucks. So you'll see some stuff about that. And that won't be able till next fall, like 23 of fall. By the time we see all those.
Yeah, like Mobile Moto says, Ford is bringing it while simultaneously not bringing it.
Well, yeah, they show us cool things. You can actually put money on those cool things, but you can't get those cool things.
Ranger Raptor is way better than the Bronco. Fender flares are hard to see past when compared to the clean look of the Raptor Ranger versus the Raptor Bronco. Man, says Omnipotent Alon.
That's a mouthful.
It is a mouthful. YouTube Car Spotters Guide. I know I saw you in. Sorry, I didn't say hey earlier, but welcome.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you for being here. YouTube Car Spotters Guides always sending me good emails. Some of the stuff that he sends me, like we track the same like Ford Authority, GM Authority, and some of those. But he's always bringing me good stuff, man. I do appreciate his emails, guys. allterrainnation.com if you ever want to get a hold of us that way. Instagram, I'm pretty easy to get on Instagram. I like Instagram a lot, even though we don't seem to have a ton of following there. Kelly, you're on Instagram a lot. So if you guys ever have individual questions for either one of us, please let us know. You're not going to hurt my feelings if you want to ask Kelly something, or just our perspective on things.
Yeah.
So I feel like we're very reachable.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can reach her closer than others.
Matt Porter says I wouldn't trade my Badlands for the Bronco Raptor. I like mine way better.
I know what the play is with Raptor, but I don't. It's for me the way with the wheeling we do. There's just no desire for me to do that. If you wanted to daily that and kind of have that power and be like, oh yeah, I can.
It'd be fun to rev it.
Yeah. Well, it's not going to sound like the TRX. I can tell you that.
I know. Then I'm out.
Yeah. Well. So guys, are Broncos actually shipping off Ice Mountain? Yes, they are actually shipping off Ice Mountain. They're what was it?
Slowly.
A batch went out the other day of they're starting to push it. How and why, which ones, I couldn't tell you how they prioritize which ones are shipping out, but yes, they are shipping. You will see that melt away. And I think that's one reason why they're prioritizing retail orders of getting customers their orders over dealers too. We've got to get these. They're sitting there. They need that investment money back.
Momomoto says nothing is going to sound like the TRX soon. I know, it makes me sad.
Yeah, that's if you can get your hands on maybe like a last year Challenger Charger, because that's next year. I think it's the last year of V8 and that. If you can get your hands on a TRX, I think those because those are the last hurrahs of big V8 fun cars or trucks.
God, they sound so good.
I think they're going to be worth some money one of these days.
That does not surprise me. They're already worth some money right now.
I mean, I would drive it.
What was that one we drove? Like 87,000 or something?
The TRX,
yeah. The TRX was like $87,000 or something.
Which nobody watched that video.
I know. You guys didn't watch it. You guys don't love it as much as we did.
Well, these are our Bronco people.
I know.
I think they're alphabetical, maybe.
No, it's by type of truck.
She still has her booklet from our last journal.
I hope they give us Texas when we go.
There it is.
87,870 is what we drove.
Yep.
I think that was the one.
I love give the mileage. Miles per gallon.
Oh yeah, the miles per gallon on this one.
The TRX
is
10 city right here.
Oh yeah, 10 city, 14 highway, and 12 combined.
Can you imagine with gas prices basically doubled, in some ways tripled?
There was something
fun. The miles per gallon though, right? YouTuber Car Spotters Guy says, I watch and like every video you post. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
That.
First hour, I think. Where are we at? Sorry.
Bart says, I've had nothing from Ford as far as communications. You've had nothing, like no email confirmation orders or anything? If that's the case, you need to check with Ford customer service and make sure that your email is on your order, because if it's not, that's why you're not getting communication.
There are some sneaky dealers out there that are putting their own, when you order it or do your reservation, they put their email in there.
So there is another point to that, because Nikki messaged me today and we were talking, Nikki Brewer. She did not get the original, or I think, was it you didn't get the original order confirmation, but gets no emails whatsoever and confirmed with the dealer that her email's on there. And I said, I wonder if your email was not on there for the initial and then they changed the email.
Maybe.
So that's very possible too. But yeah, I would definitely check with customer service and make sure
Chris
that
says
your email's on there.
Gas is $7.40 a gallon in San Francisco. I hope that's just the cheap version of gas, not the premium.
Right?
Jesus, man. We're $4.10 for regular gas. Are you looking it up?
I'm looking it up. And you know, guys, that we have been putting premium in, but guess what? We have not been doing.
not.
This last fill up.
409 right now.
There's a spread of 30 cents. So lowest is $3.99, highest is $4.29, but about average is $4.09 for us.
And we were under $2 at this time, probably last year.
Yeah, we were.
Well, let's see. No, I can't say last year because the president's been in for over a year now, and that seems to be when it spiked.
Yeah, San Francisco is saying a spread of 60 cents. So $5.49 to the lowest, $6.09 to the highest.
Man,
that's crazy.
Well, that's how you end a show, Kelly. We ended on a low note or a high note, I guess.
I don't really know.
Oh, man. Guys, thank you all
yes,
so
you should
much
ask
tonight.
them to switch it back to you if your email is not in there.
Yes, definitely check that.
Yeah.
Because there's some sneaky dealers out there that have put their own emails in there and you don't get notices and then they sell it.
Yeah.
So anyways, so that's the show tonight, guys. So once again, thank you for all the new members. We had 5 new members tonight. I greatly appreciate that.
That's awesome.
124 likes. So I greatly appreciate that. And 75 still in the chat. So you guys are always awesome to us. I definitely appreciate your time is valuable. So we appreciate you spending some time with us because you're not just viewers, you're our friends. And we do appreciate you guys being with us. So Kelly, any final thoughts?
That's it, guys. We appreciate you. And thanks for dealing with our drunkenness.
Yep. You will see me, whatever the road takes me from Nashville to Des Moines, Iowa. If you happen to see me, wave at me, flip me off, whatever you do, I'll respond.
Flip them off. Do it. My Bronco.
I'll respond in Jackie Daytona somehow. And after that, it's Supercell. And we get to meet some of you guys.
Yes.
So whether it be 2-wheel drive,
4-wheel drive,
you know the drill. It does not matter what you drive because this has been your All-Terrain Nation. Or what are we, Kelly?
We're out.
Peace, everybody. Love y'all. Hey, video drops tomorrow. Building price, I think.
Dude.
What will it be?
You were trying to close.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-bum.